Hey guys, special guest host Emma Smith here to let you know that I appear on this month's episode of Rio Radio, where I join the NaruTalk crew to discuss the anime web series Senpai Club, available now exclusively on the NaruTalk Patreon. To get access to bonus episodes like this every month, help support the podcast, and earn other exclusive rewards, head to www.patreon.com/NaruTalkPod. That's www.patreon.com/NaruTalkPod. Believe it!
Hey everyone, this is Naruto Uzumaki, and you're listening to NaruTalk. Believe it!
Hello everybody, welcome back to NaruTalk, the greatest podcast ever to be all about Naruto. I'm your host, Liam English, and with me as always is my co-host, Morgan Williamson.
Hi everybody.
How are you today, Morgan?
I'm doing good. I made a pair of pants out of not pants, so I'm feeling
feeling
excited.
Wait, what happened again?
I had a jumpsuit on, and not like a prison jumpsuit, like a regular fashion jumpsuit.
Sure.
And I stretched at some point, and I heard a rip. And then...
Just like when you were skateboarding.
Yeah.
Bringing up bad memories.
Yeah.
And then I kept stretching, and it kept ripping, so I was like, you know what? I'm going to make this jumpsuit pants, and then I made it pants.
They're good pants, though, I think.
So did that one girl.
Skateboarding in so long.
Well, to be fair, it's raining a lot today. It would more be surfing.
Well,
Scary.
Which raises the question, do you know how to surf?
well, don't think I do.
Next summer, Raj.
Next summer.
Yeah.
Next mission.
In the concrete jungle of Queens, I'll learn how to surf.
Well, global warming.
Well, it's happening.
Sooner or later. Hey, I'm also joined by my co-host, Katie Sederi.
Hi.
Hey, Katie.
Why does Katie's intros, it's always like, I'm here with Morgan Williamson, and then, hi, Katie.
And hi.
Well, because if I introduce everybody at the same pitch, then people...
Well, just do it. But if anything, go higher.
I'm also joined by Katie Sederi.
That was just your impression of Katie.
That was
one time.
that one time you wrote a
That's kind of
song.
what Katie sounds like.
Yeah.
And I'm also joined by my co-host, Raj.
It's like you're sucking on helium. What are you doing?
Oh my god.
Morgan
I'm
and
also
I
with
sexed
my
on helium last
I'm with
night.
my co-host Katie Sederi. Katie, how are you?
Hi.
How are you?
I'm good.
Still
how are
high
you?
from the helium we sucked last
Yeah,
time.
I got her sick because I forgot that I was sick.
Well,
and
I
then
think
we
you
shared a
also got
helium
me sick
balloon.
because sometimes you just cough into the oblivion.
Yeah.
And
That's
I
a-
got
that's a
coughed
thing.
on.
I'm sorry.
So we watched the
Cough into the
episodes.
oblivion?
No, like once I came to college, I realized no one covers their mouth when they cough.
That's
People
wild.
just cough.
I guess honestly, like
Yeah.
at this point, no one gives a shit about anything.
No
anymore.
one
It's like-
cares.
I do. I give a shit about a lot of things.
Well, that's good.
But we watched the episodes together today.
Yeah, we did.
And
in my bed.
every once in a while she'd go, and I was like,
Yeah, that's good. That's
I'm
good.
sorry.
I'm
glad.
glad Katie's soft voice gets really hoarse when she...
Yeah.
Oh,
It's, she's saving it up, and then when she coughs, it's
no, literally.
yeah.
Like that's not even fake.
I'm sure we'll hear later in the episode. So right up on the top, I want to let everybody know that we have a live show coming up. It is in Purchase, which is does anybody know if it's a town or a city? I haven't known any time.
It exists
It's-
somewhere.
yeah,
It's on a
Purchase.
map
I believe
if
it's
you
like-
look it up.
It's something. Anyways, in Purchase in New York at SUNY Purchase in the Humanities Building, room 1032, on November 8th, which is a Friday at 7 p.m. I know that's a lot of information, but just rewind it at half speed. We're going to be doing a live show. We're going to be showing the big fight coming up in the tuning preliminaries. We're going to have a stand-up opener, Nick Astor. He's really good, so that's all good. What's up?
Purchase is a hamlet
Oh, what?
in the town and village of Harrison in Westchester County.
What is a hamlet?
I think it's a
What is a hamlet?
little guy.
It's like is
I
it
thought it was a
time?
play.
Wait, so it's slightly bigger than a cul-de-sac, but not as but not a town.
I'll be honest with you.
What?
I don't actually know what cul-de-sac are.
Oh, you ever see Ed
That's
and
so
Eddie?
Really?
Yeah.
You know where they live, like that huge circle?
Yeah, yeah.
That's
I
a
do.
cul-de-sac.
Interesting.
I live on one.
Really?
Yeah.
Yeah, I use it, don't get me wrong. I just didn't know what it meant.
There's my favorite Hitman level of all time. It's in
Uh-huh.
Blood Money. You go to a cul-de-sac, and it's only my favorite because there's like a clown,
Sure.
and you could just be the clown and just kill everyone.
Yeah. Oh man, Hitman's really fun. But you say I shouldn't get Sniper Elite, right?
No, yeah, don't
I
get.
thought it was
okay.
like Hitman.
No, it's like imagine if you took one aspect of Hitman being the sniper, and then you made that the whole game.
Oh, yeah, that
and then
does
you
sound
made
pretty
it
bad.
well, like the whole gimmick is that when you shoot someone in like a specific area, that, like zooms in, that the novelty wears off after like 2 shots.
Yeah, that's fair. That's
and
fair.
obviously, you know what we do? We just shoot dudes in the nuts.
Yeah,
That's like
well, I mean,
idea.
sure, if you're sniping, that's
that's
all
like
the
ever
whole
have to
idea,
do.
yeah.
That's the whole point of the mission. You see Hitler, you gotta clap him in the nuts.
Well, that's true. Yeah, he is Hitler after all.
he is Hitler.
Yeah, so obviously that's not Naruto talk. Generally, the idea of this podcast is that 2 people who know Naruto and 2 people... Okay, well, here's the thing. Look, as of this episode, Morgan and Katie have been co-hosts for longer than the original 2 other co-hosts, Allie and Emma.
May they rest
were.
in peace.
Yeah, rest in peace, of course, yes. But the thing is, the whole premise of this podcast was the soft pitch was like 2 people who don't know what anime is and 2 hardcore fans of Naruto.
Use the terms you have
Which
in
is
the outline. Use
all
the
wrong.
weaves and normies.
Weaves and normies.
when war comes, it's gonna be the 2 factions.
But that's
weaves and normies.
well, sure, that's true. But the actual fact of the matter is, it's one guy who knows a ton about Naruto, one guy who knows a ton about everything. And Morgan and Katie have both seen several anime,
Yeah.
so it's just kind of like whatever now. But
It's just a short
Well,
show about 4
we've never
people.
seen these episodes before, and you guys haven't. That's kind of the thing.
I don't even
These
know if I've
specific
watched
episodes.
Naruto before. I mean, I've read it a lot, but.
Dude, my memory's gone. I remember what I did
Yeah,
yesterday.
yeah, and honestly, you can get most of the story from the video games,
Which is what I did for
So,
Storm
like,
3.
Yeah, honestly.
That and
Alright.
Generations taught me what the we'll get there in episode 400.
right, of course,
yeah.
of course. Well, yeah, so usually we talk through 2 to 4 canon episodes of Naruto every week, although, as this intro was not about Naruto, if you want to hear us talk even more about not Naruto, specifically about a YouTube anime satire called Senpai Club, you should go to our Patreon, which is www.patreon.com/NaruTalk. Right, because this week
Sound
our...
like such a robot sound.
yeah.
It's so ingrained in my brain now.
But every month we have a bonus episode come out for people at the $5 tier and above. And this month we had Emma Smith come on, who is, of course, former co-host. She was on the first 7 episodes. And she's back to talk about this show, Senpai Club. And
That's wonderful.
it's a really good episode. Like, I edited it the same day that we recorded it because I just wanted to hear it again. Because, like, basically Raj just talks about, like, everything on the internet. And it's very interesting.
I'm just like Encyclopedia Dramatica. It's just
Dramatica, that's good.
It's a site where it's like it's essentially Wikipedia, but in the worst way possible. They'll be like, William Johnson's a piece of shit, and he's like 4'2", and he's an absolute fucking frog, man. Like they'll be so fucking hard on so many people.
Well, if you want to get that, but with Raj and also about a satire of anime, but also we mostly just talk about gender politics, then listen to our new Rio Radio.
Talk about incels and so much. You're not gonna want to miss that.
It goes so hard, yeah. So you want to hear
Yeah.
Emma, you want to hear Raj go just wild off about all this stuff, and yeah, it's good. You don't want to miss it. So head over to our Patreon. Anyways, this week we are discussing episodes 40, 41. Holy shit, we're far in this show.
Yeah, we're good.
Goddamn.
We're making mileage.
Yeah, 40, 41, and 42 of Naruto, which features 3 more fights in the preliminary round of the Chunin exams. So, yeah?
Sometimes it hits me just how close November 8th actually is.
Dude,
Yeah.
because I made the outline for the live show a long time ago because I was like trying, because I'm like taking notes about like what kind of crowd work I have to do
Yeah.
or whatever, and I realized because I made the outline for 16 this week and like just the basic outline, and then there's only 1 more, and then we're at the live show.
That's terrifying.
That's fucking crazy.
Yeah.
Because a long time ago, we showed those episodes to, like, I don't know, we were with a bunch of people, and we found a room with a projector, so we projected the episodes.
That was such
that
a
were
wacky
I
night.
know.
That
But
was
we
so
showed the
good.
episodes that we're going to show at the live show, and everyone was like, what the fuck is going on?
Yeah.
This doesn't make any sense. And now look how far we've come.
Yeah, now we're a force to be reckoned with.
It's true. Anyways, without any further ado, let's
Let's
not
not
talk about it. That's right.
Yo!
We open with Kakashi demanding to know what Orochimaru wants with Sasuke. If you remember last week, they're in this like strange room with all these pillars and such. Yeah. Orochimaru ignores the question, envious of Kakashi's left eye's Sharingan, which, have you guys seen it in action? Okay.
Yeah, a couple
I just wanted to
times.
make sure. Yeah, which Orochimaru notes Kakashi didn't have when they last met. So like when Kakashi first used the Sharingan, there's kind of some question as to, is he like related to Sasuke? Is he an Uchiha? Like We didn't really know, but it's interesting that he didn't have it before. So I guess it's not
so it's not a genetic thing. Like it's probably not his family.
Who knows? The point is, and it's only in one eye. So what's going on?
That's so wacky.
Yeah.
Why do you cover it? You can see through it.
I know. oh yeah. Actually, that's probably true. With the Sharingan, he probably can just see through it.
Maybe he's trying to get rid of his depth perception.
We did that in class, actually. I have a class called Sensation Perception. I don't pay attention, but the one thing I did in there, she was like, all right, everybody, close, like put your hand on your left eye, and I'm going to show you a picture of a colored block. And then we did it, and it was like red, and then I took out my eye, and it was orange.
Oh.
That's crazy.
Really?
Yeah. No, because listen, yesterday I covered up one of my eyes for like half an hour because I was trying to lose depth perception. But then,
as you do.
Well, sure. I mean, I was curious, but apparently, because then I was thinking, does that mean that all pirates didn't have depth perception because they had eye patches?
No, I think they did that because they didn't want depth perception.
Why would they?
I remember they. Oh no! It was because.
I'm a pirate. I live in a flat world. God damn it!
We stay away from the edges. We will fall.
All pirates were flat.
But it's I remember this. It's because of in the dark. If you cover one eye, you can see better.
Yeah, that's exactly what
Night
Morgan
vision.
said. Yeah, that's
Like
wild.
night vision.
But then, okay, but here's the thing though. Then if you went into the dark and you swapped eye patches, right?
Yeah.
Then your daytime eye would be in the dark. So wouldn't?
It would just be a brighter dark.
Yeah, I
It's
guess.
a really high key. It happened to me a lot back when I used to just stay at home and just look at my phone at 4 a.m. in the dark. And, like my eyes would be so uncomfortably bright in the dark, and it would just feel so weird.
Interesting.
It's like kind of like a centipede crawling on your face.
Okay.
Almost.
Oh.
Well, I'm glad.
Wow.
Wearing very very cool shoes.
Oh yeah, hundreds of them.
Hundreds of them.
Well, if you're a centipede, you're literally known for how many feet you have. So you
Yeah.
better be rocking some fire kicks.
Oh no,
That
for
makes
sure,
sense.
100 of them.
Wow.
Come on.
Yeah, centipedes spend a fortune on shoes, famously.
Well, no, because I always have a hard time because I love my shoes more than I love my life.
Sure.
And like,
Do you love
I'm
centipedes?
always like,
Are you a fan of centipedes?
I mean, no.
More of a millipede girl yourself.
Yeah. But I'm always like, what shoes am I going to wear today? If I was a centipede, I'd never have to pick. I could just wear all of them all the time.
Yeah, that's exactly it. Yeah.
I'm going to be a centipede.
A lot about pirates and a lot about centipedes. Orochimaru explains that he just craves what Kakashi and Sasuke both have: the ultimate power of the Uchiha, the Sharingan. Bum, bum, bum.
Bum, bum, bum.
Yes. Anyways, back at the preliminary arena in the tower, Shino rises, seemingly unaffected by Zaku's blast. When last we left off, Zaku shot him with something out of his little holes in his hands, and Shino flew back, but he's okay.
His Jesus hole?
Yes, his Jesus. That's correct.
Right.
Shino rises, and we see a hole in his cheek that beetles are climbing out of, and they're like all over his face and all over his clothes and shit, which is so gross. And not because of beetles for me. I have that thing that makes people scared of the new
Trypophobia?
iPhone. Yeah, is that the whole thing? Yeah. And it
You
was.
have that?
Yeah, I do. Like honestly, I see the new iPhone and I'm like, nope, I can't.
I just don't get it because it's just a third camera.
Okay, listen. I saw this pop-up ad when I was a kid.
Okay.
And I think it was just trying to get you to, it was like one of those things you just click on and it gives you a virus.
Yeah.
But the thing was like, people are getting this skin disease. And what they did is, they photoshopped this flower that has all of these like, it's like a big lump and then all these holes in it.
Yeah.
And they photoshopped that onto somebody's
Okay.
skin, like around where Sasuke's curse mark is.
I've seen the hand one a
Dude.
lot.
Oh, that fucked with me so much. Just imagining like little things burrowing in.
I made that.
Oh no.
When
You
I was
photoshopped
no, but when I was like younger and super into special effects, I like did it on my hand.
Oh, that's so bad.
That's like growing up, you kind of like lose a lot of the fears you have as a kid. Like, but that's interesting. That's the one you keep. For me, it's Jeff the Killer.
How do you feel about Momo?
Dude, that was so mid. That was
Yeah.
like the most. She holds nothing towards Jeff. Jeff is the man, but basically, I was so fucking terrified of him. But
Yeah.
now it's more so. I don't know what it's his eyes. It's his eyes that bother me the most. The all white one dot, and like I still see him constantly, and I'll like scroll and I'll like slowly scroll past his photo just to make eye contact with
It's
him.
like, if I run, then he'll smell my fear.
That's what I'm thinking. And I don't know, there's just something about that photo of him
Yeah.
because I can be scrolling lightning speeds, but if I see him, I have to slowly make eye contact with him.
Creepypasta, look, none of them were particularly well written, but the pictures that they had were always so scary.
Yeah, now they just look like stupid cursed photos.
Oh, well, I'm sure now, but like...
I was more into like SCPs as a kid because they used way more like...
What is SCP?
SCP is similar to... Don't crucify me, internet. It's similar to the creepypastas, but with the more cohesive feeling. Because creepypasta was like, oh, there's Bob the thermostat, who if you turn a little too to the left, he'll send you to hell.
There was some very dumb creepypasta.
But with SCP, they'd have names and then... They'd have backgrounds and stories, but they'd be blocked out certain parts, so it's like classified. So
it's like it leaves more to your imagination.
Exactly, and like the reason it got so big was because there was an SCP video game where essentially the whole thing was a ripoff of the Weeping Angels from Doctor Who. Which is and like PewDiePie made it big by playing that game. You know, like going he's behind me.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's why they blew up, and there's so many really good ones out there. And there's a common joke where you'll see like a couch with teeth. It's like funny photo, and you're like, "What SCP is this?"
Okay. Yeah. Creepypastas always have like an interesting hook, and then they ruin them in the actual story.
So ruined.
Like, did you guys ever hear of the Russian sleep experiment?
Yeah.
It's that. First of all, terrifying idea. And if you like retell it, it's like I encourage people to like look it up and read like the first bit of it because it's really scary. And then at the end, it's like, and then they all came back to life and whispered, "I saw God," and shot fire out of their mouths, and it was like all this, and it's like you ruined the.
Yeah, no, just
like,
leave it at the creepy.
The idea of sleep deprivation and then they cover up the cameras, like that's scary.
That is terrifying.
Yeah, sleep deprivation is actually really scary because nobody knows why we need to go to sleep. So like.
No, like I am taking an anatomy class right now, and a couple classes ago we were talking about something.
Yeah.
I don't even remember, but the one thing that I remember my professor saying was, I think somebody asked, how much sleep do we actually need?
Yeah.
And he goes, well, there's no actual answer to that.
Exactly.
All I can tell you is that if you don't sleep, you will die.
Which is so weird.
And he was like, why? And he was like, nobody knows, but it just happened.
I think the right answer is 1 hour.
Crazy.
Like, you'll never expect it, but 1 hour I think is the most amount of sleep you'll ever need.
Yeah, I only slept for like 5 minutes today.
Exactly, that's what I'm saying. Because you'll go no matter how long I'll sleep, if I sleep with like 6 or like 12 hours, I'll still wake up tired and like groggy and nauseous.
Yeah.
But one day, like a week ago, or like a few weeks ago, I slept for 1 hour. And I woke up more energetic than I ever have in my entire life. I took on the day that day.
I guess it's all just random and nothing means anything. If ever there was something to learn from this podcast. So the
Keep a
bugs
log
are...
on you at all times. That's what you should learn.
Yeah. But, so the bugs are crawling out of the hole in his cheek, and then Zaku turns around, and he's been surrounded by, like, a sea of the same kind of beetles. Shino explains that the beetles are under his control, obviously, and they're a rare parasite that swarm their victim and devour their chakra.
Chakra-eating bugs?
Yeah.
What is happening?
I mean, sure. Like, we've got giant centipedes in the forest that don't even wear shoes.
you have an emotional support dog that can sense chakra? Like, okay.
I guess everything's just chakra related.
You guys have chakra-related shit, yet you need, like, a headset to open a panel.
Yeah, and a little... Anko's famous catchphrase, open the panel. Anyways, an army the size of which Shino has amassed would kill Zaku in less than a minute. With only one good arm, Shino declares Zaku has no choice but to forfeit because he can't aim at Shino and the bugs at the same time.
He said the bugs were going to suck him dry, and the 11-year-old in me just couldn't stop laughing.
Well, little tease, we have an 11-year-old who listens to this podcast. Listen, here's something. We'll get to it in reader response. He's definitely the youngest kid who listens to this, right?
I hope so.
Yeah,
Yeah,
11. Okay, I'll say right now, the kid, and we'll read your reader response in reader response, but I'll say you're the official ambassador to the youth of this podcast.
You are the official 11-year-old of all 11-year-olds.
Yeah. If anybody out there
Wear
is
with pride.
younger than 11 and listening, please write in.
That's kind of crazy.
Or ask your mom to.
Yeah. Ask your parents before logging on to Disney.com.
Whoa.
That's so weird. I hate, like, I don't know, when people shit on new stuff, like, today, I'm like, but that's what we had, but it's for the new generation, you know, like, everyone needed, like, that's why all these reboots are coming out, everyone needs something for that generation, and right now, like, this 11-year-old, this is his content. He's gonna grow up in college and be like, "Oh, have y'all heard this? I grew up on NaruTalk."
Right? Oh my god! Because he's so young that, like, literally in high school, he's gonna be like senior year, you know, he's gonna be like, "Yo, I know that podcasts don't exist after the war between weebs and normies, but But this is an old one before we all had to take sides.
And this is where it started.
Yeah, and we were all admirals in the war because we had this podcast, you know?
You can only listen to it on Spotify 1. I know we're on Spotify 3000. They kind of know what I saw, but...
Struggling to think of a way to win, Zaku flashes back to when he joined with Orochimaru. Young and desperate, Zaku stole food, but he was seen, and it shows him like running through the streets from these big dudes, and he winds up in a dead-end alleyway.
What is this West Side Story bullshit?
Well, I was watching it and I was like, just like Joker.
See, I said Aladdin.
Yeah, me too. I was thinking Aladdin.
Yes, but no music.
Our minds went to 3 different places. I'm glad. But I don't know. They're just the way they move, because they took like 2 to 3 steps, but in unison. Like I almost hear them like snapping along too.
Yeah.
Just
Yeah.
sharks. What would it be here? Logs, bunnies.
Yeah. I've been waiting for Naruto to be a musical. Finally, 40 episodes in.
Dude, but no, actually, a Naruto musical would go crazy.
Yeah. Oh, actually, I think there is one in Japan, but it's like one of those. I don't remember what you call it, but it's like really over the top, like dramatic, and they're all wearing like this crazy face paint and everything, and it's like a huge production. Which it's
Naruto and Ice would sound so fire.
Now that we should do.
No, I think Cirque du Soleil should do Naruto.
Yeah.
That
Well,
would be crazy.
well, I think that's more similar to what the actual stage show is. So we could do a musical that's just
I say we do.
like West
Just
Side
like,
Story, you know,
yeah.
but Naruto though.
Dude, Haku
Broadway.
on Ice would be the greatest side story.
It's
of all time.
perfect.
Yeah, no, that's
it writes
amazing.
itself.
It really does.
Yeah, well, so Zaku is in the dead end alley, and it's just like in the modern day because he's surrounded and there's no way out, just like with the Beatles and Shino. The two men sneering, they sauntered towards Zaku before. They just beat him up mercilessly, and they don't even take back their bread, which pissed me off.
They just beat his ass.
Yeah.
When they finally relented and left Zaku alone, he sat cowering, devouring the bread desperately, just like sitting all up in his anger.
I don't know how he could do that. After I get my ass beat, the last thing I'd want to do is eat.
Well, he was hungry enough to steal the bread in the first place.
No, but at that point, just like hunger is such a weird construct. You could lose it instantly.
Yeah, much like sleep.
Well,
Who knows?
much like sleep, you could just lose it.
Immediately after this encounter, Zaku was approached by Orochimaru.
It wasn't even like a Karate Kid moment.
Yeah.
Orochimaru just watched him get his ass beat.
Also, did Orochimaru even watch him get his ass beat? Where was he?
He were just like, he peered around the corner like as they were kicking his ass.
Yeah, and then like walked away and was like, all right, when this kid leaves the alley, I'll wait like 5 blocks, then I'll run up on him.
He'll think I was never here the whole time.
But Orochimaru was like, oh, I see potential in your eyes, and I'll give you strength if you come with me. And Zaku doesn't even give it any thought. He just runs right up with the...
I channeled my inner alley when I was looking at Orochimaru, because his outfit was so clean.
Yeah.
That was such a great robe.
Was
It
was there any purple rope on this one?
No, it was all like, it was like a golden cream.
Yeah,
like
Orochimaru's been playing some real dress up in these
This
past
dude
couple
is
episodes.
fashionable since day one.
Yeah,
I have
really.
not seen him not like. He is always dripping every time I see
I
him.
want to know what conditioner he uses.
Right?
Yeah, for that beautiful hair.
What is his skincare routine? He's looked like timeless.
Mostly stealing other people's faces and putting them on top of his.
Honestly,
If that's
try
what we
it.
take,
I
we
mean,
should try it.
face mask. We just need to start taking it literally.
If you come to the live show, if you want to volunteer to get your face melted off and worn by me, I'll do it.
Yeah, that would be really cool.
Yeah, we can do it live. I'll
Get
bring
your face
a
worn.
blowtorch and stuff. Get your face worn.
Come to NaruTalk live show and get
your face
worn. Sometime later, Zaku recalls he used these implanted wind cannons that are the holes he has in his hands now. To just decimate an enemy on the battlefield, and all he could think about was Orochimaru. He was like, I want to prove myself to you.
You gotta get Orochimaru in the octagon. This is straight
Yo,
grouping.
Orochimaru does some weird shit.
He's
like,
creepy.
who are these people that he has under his control? What is going on? Finally, Zaku recalls the moment that Sasuke broke his arms. It's like a series of flashbacks, and he's like, I'll never lose again. That sucked.
This time they didn't use the red filter. They just showed his eyes.
Oh, yeah, that's true. I didn't even think of
They
that.
just didn't even bother this
They
time.
did do halftone, which was cool.
What was that?
It's like old newspapers. It's a series of dots, and it's how they achieved like tonal.
Oh,
quality.
okay, yeah.
But they used halftone, which I think is like him just being sad about it.
Oh, I didn't even see that. That's pretty cool. That's pretty cool.
I so knew that.
I like when they swap up the art style a little bit. Like
I'm still over the pop art.
Yeah, the pop art Sakura. That's
so
exactly what I was
nice.
thinking. Oh, by the way, if you hear sniffles and coughs, Katie is sick this week.
We talked about that.
Did we already?
Yeah.
I totally thought we
You made
did.
fun of the way that I cough.
No, we didn't
my
mention why you
voice.
cough, but you're like confirming you're like fully sick.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
I feel like I
word.
didn't ever say like Katie's sick.
I was sick last week, so it's your turn now, loser.
Yeah, I feel like if you listen through this podcast, it's just a cycle of one of the co-hosts being sick and or concussed.
Because we keep passing it along after each episode.
Yeah, basically.
Yeah.
It's all the orgies.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Well,
it is
that's
truly all the
probably
orgies.
it.
but you know, that's
Or
part of being on a podcast.
the young listeners, the cuddling.
No, I
What was
use
the
genital
cuddling we do
jamboree.
after
That
this?
was my word.
Genital jamboree. Yo,
Yeah.
that is a good one for the 11-year-olds.
Thank you, Quagmire from Family Guy. That was your joke.
Always a good place to get your jokes from.
Okay, it's because I named my first Discord server with me and my friends in high school, my Raj's Gentle Jamboree, and then somebody
Pretty funny though.
at some point someone changed it to Raj's Gentle Jamboree, and it's been that way since.
Also funny though. I honestly though, now that Family Guy's like a little like
It's so ass
yeah, a
now.
little canceled and like people don't really watch it so much. Now go back to the old episodes and you can steal the jokes. People won't know where you're getting them from.
Really,
and
no one will call you out.
those are pretty funny.
Seth doesn't care anymore.
Yeah, exactly. He's just singing Frank Sinatra at this
Have
point.
you heard his albums?
Oh my god,
Oh,
he
his
has a
voice
beautiful
is
voice.
beautiful.
It's absurd.
Have you heard of Seth MacFarlane, guys?
It's
He's the
gorgeous.
legendary actor from Ted.
That's true. No,
did
but
Ted, he
he's
did,
the guy who made Family Guy and American Dad and Cleveland Show. And,
Oh, cool.
Ted.
but also he's like a regular Renaissance man. He sings
Yeah.
Like Frank Sinatra stuff, and he has all these incredible albums.
He's a
It's-
great
That's so
Christmas
cool.
album.
Yeah,
I
it's
never celebrated
fucking
Christmas, but
crazy.
he really puts you in the spirit.
yeah,
Get
for
out
real.
of here, Mariah Carey. Let's listen to
I
Seth
hear you.
MacFarlane.
I want to watch Family Guy. Aiming his good arm at Shino, Zaku tears his other arm from its sling, forcing his fingers open and pointing a wind hole at the bugs and Shino at the same time.
Okay, question. Did either of you not see this coming? Because this is like the most predictable.
The
Yeah,
fact
no.
that his arms weren't actually broken.
It's
yeah.
like, whoa, your arms weren't broken.
Well,
Whoa,
as soon
like-
as the first one wasn't broken, it was like, okay, so you've just been faking.
like, what's the point?
It kind of makes me a little disappointed in Curse Mark Sasuke, you know?
Well, here's the way I took it.
Uh-huh.
I saw it coming that he was gonna pull his arm out.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But I think there was definitely an injury to his arm.
Yeah, 'cause it seems like he snapped it back into
100%.
place.
No, he didn't like. Well, I wouldn't say
There's a
snap back
sound
into place.
effect.
He kind of just forced it to
Yeah.
do.
Oh, yeah, especially when he was opening up
But
his
that
fingers.
sound is
It was like,
Yeah.
a very specific sound of a bone resetting.
Yeah, it sounded like he
Ew,
was
that's
snapping
nasty.
it back
That's a
in.
real sound.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that is bad. Maybe he used like
That's what I
the
thought
maybe he
was
used like
going
the
on.
wind and
Do you-
like pushed it through, and then the bone like snapped
Do you
back.
think it was like a hazing for voice actors like Miley and Yuri like snapped this dude's
Yeah,
arm
yeah,
and, like
yeah,
fix
no,
it back in
absolutely,
place right
absolutely.
now?
Yeah, I think that.
What I'm thinking is because if somebody were to pull your arms back like that, if they didn't break, they'd be pulled out of the socket.
Yeah.
So I'm
For
thinking
yourself,
it may
I'm double
just
jointed. They
That's
can
true.
come out of their socket.
Is that
I'm
true?
like an action figure.
They what?
They
They can?
Well, okay, so
Well, let's not
So
try.
am I.
So the thing is,
but
okay,
that's
so-
never happened to me
Break
before.
your arms.
So the thing is,
break your
so
arms.
the way my nerves work in my body are very weird and they're bad. So when I sleep, I usually when I wake up, I can't feel my arms, so I have to pop them out of my body every night, like Rayman.
Yo, that's
I'm
wild.
like Megan.
What? That's
Like-
not a
like
double jointed
like
thing.
a
I
wet
don't
towel.
All right, I think there might be more issues here than you think there are.
Yeah.
No, my
That's
body's
what that
failing.
is.
My nervous system isn't working anymore, guys.
That's really
It's from the
bad.
cigarette smoking.
Oh, right, sure.
That's all I'm saying. There's a real. It's not lung cancer I have to worry about. It's my body. Not, okay. This is
Your body
no,
just falling apart.
I've always wanted to talk about this weird.
Uh-huh.
Me and my roommate, we wake up kind of just at the same time
Yeah, yeah.
usually. And one time we had like a hard night of partying, and I wake up and he looks at me and he goes, Raj, look at this. And I'm like, what? And he like holds up his arm. And it just flops downward constantly, and he's just chuckling himself like, look at this shit. And his arm just wasn't working, and it was just, I was like, I'm laughing, but I don't know if I should be laughing.
Yeah, I don't know if I should go to like the
That's
hospital.
terrifying.
No, it's so funny because he was just like, watch this.
Yeah, that's. I mean, like you gotta laugh at it. Otherwise, what are you gonna do? Go to the hospital? That's money.
That's money. Yeah, I don't have health insurance.
Exactly. I'll just like put a band-aid on it.
What happened though? How did it get?
No.
better?
So it's like when you put like your limbs go to sleep.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
He just went really hard to sleep on his arm.
Yeah.
And it just like
Oh,
when you lift it, it just
interesting.
went.
So his
limp.
arm wasn't even asleep. It was fucking unconscious.
No, yeah,
Yeah.
no. He knocked out his arm.
Interesting. That's so weird.
So Kiba looks at Zaku snapping his arms back, and he's like, "Whoa, what's going on?"
His eyes are vibrating.
Yeah. But Dosu also called him on his bullshit. He was like, "Oh, that makes sense. That's a good trick. Pretend like your arms are broken, and then."
The music, the Castlevania ass music. Dude,
Yeah.
I want fucking Dosu to like just narrate everything in my life. Like Arrested Development had Ron Howard. I want whoever the fuck Dosu.
Make it Dosu.
Because the way he just says anything, he's just like. Clever.
Yeah. This was an interesting ploy. I guess it was.
I love his voice so much.
Back in the ceiling room where Kakashi's with Sasuke, Kakashi demands to know what Orochimaru's game is. Orochimaru reveals that he created the Sound Village to acquire and train followers, though he largely intends to use them just as sacrificial pawns.
President Orochimaru.
Yeah. Did we know that he made that village?
I don't think anyone
said
knew
that.
that. No, because the guy because he was undercover this whole time.
Yeah.
He went as the representative, but he was just like a snaky looking representative.
Like I feel like we knew he repped the Sound Village. You know?
It's like Draco Malfoy's dad. Like he just looks sus, but
but you don't know he's a Death Eater.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Is he a Death Eater? I didn't know that.
Lucius Malfoy.
Spoilers for Harry Potter.
Again, my timeline here. I know the first one, which is I think Philosopher's Stone or
Yeah.
Sorcerer's Stone. Chamber of Secrets is my favorite. That's the only book I've read.
It does have a giant snake. That's thematically appropriate with Naruto.
Yeah.
There we go. And I don't know what the third one is. And then I think it's Goblet of Fire, and I've seen those.
Yeah.
That's it.
I haven't seen any.
Really?
The Prisoner of
They're
Azkaban
really good.
is the third one.
Is it?
That's my favorite.
That's your favorite. Okay,
Yeah.
well I have no recollection
That's
of that one.
the hip thing to say is that the third one is the best
Yeah.
one because
Word.
Alfonso Cuarón directed it, so it's like, ooh,
Did
I don't
people,
know who that is.
when Goblet of Fire came out, were people shitting on it around you guys?
Yeah.
People were shitting on Goblet of Fire hella hard.
It's my favorite one though.
I love it.
Like I'm sure it's the worst, but like I had it on DVD and I just watched it a ton when I was a kid, and I fucking love it.
That's another phrase I'll say to myself. Did you put your name in the Goblet of Fire?
Yeah,
Like,
oh,
I'll say
it's
that
so
all
good.
the time.
And, well, I mean, like the
Liam does
best,
it so
the
good.
best meme of all time is the one where it's like in the book, it's like
Yeah.
Dumbledore whispered, "Did you put your name in the Goblet of Fire?" And then it cuts to the movie. And he's like, "Did you put your name in the Goblet of Fire?"
He's running at it. It's so funny.
So good, dude. I fucking love Michael Gambon so much. Why does he talk like that? So yes, then we see just such a sacrifice in action because back in the arena, both of Zaku's arms explode off. Now, who's ready for a big difference in the anime and the manga?
Big difference.
Well, we've got one. So get ready, Raj. I actually have it pulled up already, but for those of you at home who are like either listening along for the first time or only watch the anime or anything like that, Google just Zaku and Shino, and this will be the first image result on Google. I did check. Basically, in the anime, it shows like just sort of a blue gas coming off of his arms, but right here is the panel from the manga. And you can see that his arms and his hands sort of fly over. Yeah, his arms straight up explode
That
off of his body.
Way more sense from what they like.
Yeah,
explain
like the way that
later.
they were acting. Yeah.
And yeah.
So I really recommend anybody who doesn't know what that panel looks like to look it up because it's first of all it's incredibly drawn and but also his arms explode off his body. And then in the manga at least, and I guess in the show I was sort of not paying attention to the show because that's not how it really happens. But like out of the wind hole in Zaku's hand, beetles start to crawl out. And Shino explains that when he blocked Zaku's punch, he sent beetles along his arms to plug up the holes.
Okay, so this is where I got confused because at first I thought because Orochimaru did that whole like chess piece analogy, and he's like some pieces need to be sacrificed. I thought he just killed Zaku. I thought he was
like Orochimaru was like, I'm just gonna kill this guy.
You're
he
just
had like bombs in his arms.
He's so dramatic. He would just kill someone.
No, I
randomly.
completely agree with
I
you.
could do this.
Yeah, it's like a Suicide Squad.
That's what I thought.
Oh.
So anytime you have to reference Suicide Squad's a bad day.
I know, really.
That movie sucks.
What are we?
so
Some
much
kind of
ass.
the Sound Village? Zaku now with like no arms, I guess. Zaku or like half an arm hanging on.
But like it just the way that it was drawn in the show.
Yeah.
Not to be like that bit.
Sure.
But anatomically just holes.
Yeah. It's just like fissures. Is that the right word? There's just like little tiny holes that popped up open in his arm.
Yeah.
And it looks nasty in the anime. Like, don't get me wrong, but it's certainly not.
If the way also that they like explained it afterwards.
Yeah, it's like clearly his arms would blow off.
If it was like literally a tube that goes through his arms.
Yeah.
One, it would blow his arms off.
Right.
Two, that means it would be near or around some sort of vascular system.
Yeah.
So he would literally die.
Right.
Because there would be air in his vascular system. And that can literally cause a stroke and he'll die.
I mean, maybe there's like a fail-safe in the tube, but at the very least, his arms
would blow.
He wouldn't just have some weird Swiss cheese
some just holes.
Yeah.
Like just...
Well, he is still alive, and he's sort of like limply like just flings himself like the Black Knight in Monty Python. He just like sort of like leans at Shino, and Shino just one decisive jab knocks him to the floor, and he's out. Meanwhile, Orochimaru creeps ever closer to unconscious Sasuke.
So slow.
Yeah.
No. This was just so funny because
he getting harder with every step.
He took like one step and then another. And Kakashi just standing there, and he took a third. He's like, "Oh, okay, he's actually coming. This isn't a joke."
Yeah. So several steps in, Kakashi activates his lightning blade jutsu and swears to protect his pupil with his life, even if he has to fight one of the 3 legendary Sannin.
Which, no idea.
Again,
Stop throwing jargon,
but it's clearly going to be important. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
His inflection was really good. He said, "What was it? One of us is gonna die here." Which was so powerful. And it was like a moment's notice the way he switched it.
Yeah, it's cool. Like he's not gonna let his comrades die. That's his whole gimmick. Yeah. Orochimaru.
It's his new gimmick. He kind of let everyone die beforehand.
Well, sure. Like way in the past. Yes, that's what they say.
Die.
But he learned from that, so you know.
That was also weird. There was a single stone there with all the names. Was that just one grave?
Yeah, you would think that a lot. I assume there's other cemeteries, I guess.
I know, but like just specifically in that one hole, it's just like 36. Like he's like, this is the hole where my best friends lay.
Yeah, I don't really know. Yeah,
I don't. Do you think you gotta sign like a contract?
I don't know what they do.
If you want to be friends with me, you gotta end up in a hole.
Yeah. I don't know what they do with bodies in the ninja world. Maybe there's some sort of jutsu that like turns you into a tree or something.
Oh, hopefully.
Yeah, that'd be nice.
On record, I've been wanting to say this. If I were to die, I want to go out like Qui-Gon Jinn does. Like,
yeah,
you know how they like kind of set him on fire and everyone had a hood and they're all like, like that. Like I want Jedi
always
death.
2 there are.
So if I do die from the smoking of cigarettes, Jedi death.
do a Jedi funeral. Yeah.
Jedi.
When I die, I want my head to be. It's from that movie. It's Such a Beautiful Day.
Oh, word, yeah.
I want my head to be cut off and put in a little tiny rocket ship so that I can, and then shot off into space so that I can look out at the stars forever.
Oh, that's way cooler than
or
mine.
scare an astronaut.
Okay, wait, actually, I want to add to mine. If you set me on fire, then just push me out to sea, and then just watch my death.
That's a Viking funeral, bro.
Dude, I want a Viking funeral.
Yeah, that's cool as hell.
But you gotta have lightsabers. That's the important part.
Yeah.
Like
everybody
plastic
else has
lightsabers, and we're all just hitting each other.
Lightsabers?
Well, no, because that's okay. Imagine how. Okay, I saw this photo of the Civil War except with lightsabers, and ever since then, I want to be pushed out to sea on fire.
Pretty cool.
And I want you guys have to record this. There has to be a whole short film, The Death of Raj, where
The Death of Raj,
where I'm set on fire, and as I'm being pushed out to sea, everyone's just mourning in their hood, and then just everyone busts out lightsabers. You guys just gotta start going crazy. I need choreographed fights, and you guys gotta fall in the water.
Okay, you got it, man.
Yeah, that's gotta be
that
insane.
sounds pretty badass.
Right.
Orochimaru cackles, certain that Kakashi's nobility is in vain. Sasuke's hunger for vengeance cannot be satiated. Orochimaru needn't take Sasuke by force. The boy will revoke the seal on his own and give in to the curse, seeking out Orochimaru to achieve the power to avenge his clan. And this time, Orochimaru was the one who was like, he's an avenger.
I hated that.
Katie and I both audibly just went, ugh.
Yeah. But, Orochimaru seems really sure that Sasuke was going to choose the dark side, which is certainly interesting. Having successfully shaken Kakashi, Orochimaru retreats, leaving Kakashi to ruminate on the fact that if they had actually fought, Kakashi would have definitely died. He would have had no chance.
I love the amount of fake confidence these characters have.
Yeah, I know, really. They're all just putting on a show.
Oh, for sure.
But I also feel like Orochimaru definitely probably knew that he would have wiped the floor with Kakashi. He really thinks Sasuke is going to pick him, which is, something. Back in the tower, Hayate declares Shino the victor, and even in the anime, this is what I was talking about, it's clear that he really did a number on his arms. Neji uses his Byakugan to uncover the secrets hidden behind Shino's ability.
Which is something we learn now. Neji can look at your skeleton.
Yeah, I know. That's weird. It's very on theme with Halloween. That's for the whole month of October. Neji just does the Byakugan and looks at everybody.
Gosh.
And
he's like, are you still doing the skeleton thing? He's like, it's spooky month. Come on.
I love that.
Festive.
Yeah, no, everybody knows that Neji loves Halloween. That's his whole thing.
Oh my god.
I like how he's so stoic, but he's gonna go all out for Halloween. Like he has costumes and candy.
Well, he saves it up all year, and then
Yeah.
for the whole month of October.
sure.
That's truly why he was the rookie to beat last year. He was just so cool.
Oh, he had the coolest Halloween.
That's how he made that's how I became my class president in 6th grade.
Mm-hmm.
Somebody nominated me, and I was like, if you vote for me, I'll give you Mamba. I'll just give everyone a singular piece of Mamba. And Mamba is essentially, it's like Starburst, but better in every way. So I did get voted for
and you
president.
always have so much Mamba.
So much. It was just a gimmick for me in school to just have Mamba.
And
So-
it's still arguably one of a gimmick.
Which is interesting because for the listeners at home, Raj is sitting with a bag of tropical Starburst in front of him.
I hate this
Are you
shit.
really? I can't even
This
see
is
over my
disgusting.
laptop.
I assumed they were Mamba.
I needed to go away, so I've been just picking at it slowly.
Really?
My parents
Anything
visited.
pineapple flavored is so good.
Oh, well, that's wrong.
Yeah,
I think,
interesting.
No?
I personally hate pineapple flavor.
Really?
Yeah,
I
pineapple.
love it.
Pineapples are cool. Don't get me wrong. The flavoring of it is terrible, along
Oh, I
with
love
bananas
it.
as well.
I like
Pina
actual
colada,
pineapple.
anything.
Oh yeah, well sure. See, pina colada anything genuinely makes me nauseous.
Yeah,
Really?
that's gross.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But I mean, but you know, I mean, I've always wondered who do they make this for.
Me.
So I guess there you go. Got that
It's my
answer.
favorite flavor.
But yeah, so Neji looks at Shino's skeleton, and sure enough, it's just full of beetles.
But that was like a weird reveal that he's just covered in beetles.
Seriously,
on the
that's like a
inside.
pretty big deal. Yeah. And then Guy reveals the legend of the Aburame clan, which is, it's his name, Shino Aburame. And basically at birth, these kids allow beetles to take residence inside of their body, feeding off of their chakra. Yeah, and in return, the beetles serve them and assist them in combat.
What is this shit? What are you making
so
up, guys? This is
weird.
it's just all like. It's like Demon Wind Shuriken levels of stupid.
Yeah, I know.
There's just a bug like tamer
And
clan.
I know, and what a weird specific gimmick to give to a whole group of people, you
Right?
know?
Yeah.
We're just the guys who let bugs live in us.
It came from adaptation, most definitely. So it's just like, who was the first dude to be crawling around being like, "Hey, beetles"?
Yeah,
wanna hop in?"
I know, right? Like,
It was definitely a fetish at
Envy,
first.
what
yeah,
the-
I hate to say it, but it definitely
a
was.
sex cult out of control.
Yeah, the cheek hole is not the first cheek that you let beetles into, and that's
She knows the Beatles sex fiend.
yeah. Well. I mean, look, it's true.
It is. No, he's creepy. He's definitely one of those Christian Grey guys.
Oh yeah.
Especially the way he talks to them after the fight. He's like, make sure you two, like he was talking to Kiba and Nina's like, make sure you two don't fuck up. Keep it out. He's like, don't fuck up.
Yeah.
Don't.
I know, which was shitty. And Kiba was like, "Who made you in charge?" Like he really got hard just because he won.
A lot of people get hard in this show.
Yeah, well, it's just, I guess I say that as an expression kind of a lot.
Well, they do get hard a lot. I get hard a lot watching the show.
Yeah, well, I mean, what are you
The
watching?
background
Exactly,
art is
exactly.
so fucking good.
Yeah, ultimately, what are you watching Naruto for if you're not hard most of the time?
Exactly.
This is true.
Yeah, no.
I mean,
It's not the characters, it's all the
no,
background art for me. It's just
Yeah.
so pretty.
It's more-
Where Zaku, that entire like memory where he was in his hometown, where the fuck, all that red looks so nice.
Yeah, actually, that did look really nice. I think it's more the feeling. Like, I believe it, and then I'm like, oh yeah,
My
I'm a
penis
little
believes
hard.
it, too.
Yeah, exactly. That's exactly what I'm talking about.
Two heads better than one.
That's good. Keen, who is the chick on the Sound Ninja team, because everybody forgot, because she doesn't really do anything.
No, who cares about it?
She inquires as to how Zaku was defeated, and Dosu just sort of walks us through how the Beatles like plugged up his whole
voice.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
good here.
And it shows how the air pressure built up and his arms exploded outwards, like you were saying earlier, Morgan.
Yeah.
And though Dosu has little empathy for his teammates, he still swears revenge for Zaku. Kurenai, who's the sensei of Kiba, Shino, and Hinata's team, breathes a sigh of relief, and Naruto cheers for Shino. He's excited at the prospect of fighting somebody as powerful as him.
Adorable.
I know. He really just wants to give it his all.
He just wants
Yeah.
to beat ass.
Kakashi arrives, and Sakura demands to know how Sasuke is doing. Kakashi assures her that he's simply, he's resting, he's in the hospital, it's all good, and doesn't mention the fact that he's under intense surveillance and guard by the Anbu Black Ops. Probably smart. You don't want to worry the kids.
Yeah.
While our three heroes talk, Hayate announces the next match, and Kankuro joins Kabuto's other teammate, whose name is Misumi, in the arena.
Well, I mean, Kankuro was like, it's finally my turn to fight. Is it? I can't fucking read.
Yeah, very true.
The suspense.
Oh yeah, that's important to say because I didn't really write it in the outline, but yeah, every time they announce a new match, it flickers through the names and it shows the names and it rests on that as if you're supposed to be like, no fucking way.
No fucking way. I really don't know.
But again, there's just no way for English speakers to know what it says.
It kills all the suspense and hype. It's so counterintuitive to what. Because if I did know their name, well, I mean, not this fight, because who the fuck's this other guy? But like, if I saw like the first fight, Sasuke versus Yoroi, I would have been like, oh fuck, Sasuke, what?
Yeah. But I also think it's funny that Misumi and Yoroi are dressed exactly the same, except Misumi remembered his glasses.
Misumi's like, I'm not like Yoroi. I will beat up a kid.
Yeah, I can actually see. Well, basically, exactly. Misumi warns Kankuro that he better give up as soon as he activates his jutsu, because then he'll make Kankuro's death quick and painless. But Kankuro is like, you better give up as soon as I use my jutsu, and I won't make it painless, bitch.
Yeah.
Episode over.
Yeah. I mean, Hayate's like, match begin, and then it's just like, the match does not begin.
Just a little cough.
Yeah. Because of all of his cigarette smoking.
At this point, I don't even think it's cigarettes. I think these fucking Jonin keep doing the popping in and out thing that they do, and it's just all the secondhand smoke from around them.
Oh, of how like they appear in like a plume of smoke.
Like how Kakashi kind of just came in, and also nobody like I wanted to bring that up when Kakashi told Sakura and Naruto that Sasuke was in the infirmary. The way he said that he was guarded by Anbu Black Ops was kind of as if he was talking in his head.
Yeah. So many times over the course of these episodes, Kakashi said stuff, and I was like, is that out loud or not?
Yeah, like, are we supposed to hear this?
Yeah, and then Naruto would react, but the thing is, Naruto talks to himself all the time. So I don't know if he's actually reacting to what Kakashi says, or if he's just kind of yelling into the void.
As we know, he just does that. He just agrees with things.
He really does. In episode 41, Misumi wastes no time, immediately swinging his arm towards Kankuro. Though the blow is easily blocked, Misumi, he does this weird thing, like his arm coils around Kankuro's, and it like...
I didn't enjoy this in the slightest.
Yeah.
This One Piece crossover is crazy.
Well, this is what I thought you would bring up your double jointedness on.
Well, I do.
Yeah,
because he's like, it's not a jutsu. You're just double jointed.
Well,
literally.
he snakes his whole body around. Well, no, he says that. He's Naruto, before anyone says anything, Naruto's like looking at the match, and he's like, boy, that's freaky. I wish I could do it.
No, you don't. You want to be like a snake like this guy is?
I feel like Naruto just wants people to like him so much that he just wishes he had a party trick.
Fair.
Yeah, I know, right?
What's your go-to party trick?
Other than like breaking all my bones and snaking around
besides
someone?
the go-to. That's my go-to.
Well, okay, so I'm in circus skills.
Mm-hmm.
So if you give me a piece of rope and baby, you got a stew going.
What?
No, I can throw a knot into a rope. So there's that.
That's amazing because I've heard like everyone else circus skills and they're like, oh, I can unicycle while juggling and doing backflips and stuff. And I can throw a knot in a rope.
Listen, I have not been to a lot of my circus skills classes.
It's 4 hours. I wouldn't blame you. That shit sounds annoying.
It's painful.
I'm taking it next semester.
What's your circus skill or your party trick?
My go-to party trick is being the token brown guy who's forced to talk to the other token brown guy, which is something that happened over the summer, and that it was not pleasant. Because the whole time I was like, every time I see another brown dude, I'm just like, oh hey, you're breaking generational norms by being at this party. Hi, hello. And then they're just never as cool as I think they are, and it just makes it awkward. And they're like, whoa, wait, just because you're both brown doesn't mean you're from the same place and speak the same language? That's crazy.
Wait, is that true?
Wow.
That happened, yeah.
2 people can be brown and not from the same place?
Oh,
Yep.
not what I was reacting to at all.
Yeah. Oh my god.
Your eyes widen like this is the real truth.
Morgan, do you have any exciting party tricks?
Yeah, being straight edge because drunk people love to be baffled by the fact that I don't drink.
Yeah, that's true. If I'm really fucked up, somebody who isn't fucked up it's like.
It's like, whoa, bro, more power to you, man. My life's going downhill.
They're like, do you want to drink? And I'm like, oh no, I don't drink. I'm straight edge. And they're like, wait, so you don't?
Yeah.
You don't drink? And I'm like, no, that's what that means.
Well, Katie, what's your party trick?
I would have the same one as Morgan's, but I don't really go to parties.
Dude, you're double jointed.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, but
Yeah.
I don't know.
I
Yeah,
bust that
don't
out
really
at
do
parties
that.
all the time. They're like, oh, look at us able-jointed people. I'm like, here, look at this.
I
And
feel
they're
like I can
oh,
break
gross.
my
I don't think Katie
arms.
ever talked about that before.
Yeah, I just was
this
like, oh, me
podcast.
too, Raj.
Yeah, 'cause
Yeah.
I mean, it's only a thing I ever mentioned because of the podcast, and I'd only ever get like insecure because the way my arms look in all the photos I take, that's why I'm always wearing like long sleeves or something. It's just like
Really?
yeah,
Interesting.
because my
That's
arms look
wild.
so fucking stupid.
See, but Raj, I think that's just you being too hard on yourself.
Yeah.
I
No,
don't think anyone would
no.
notice.
No.
Okay,
No.
guys, look. Okay, look. Raj is cool, right?
Uh-huh.
I know that.
Uh-huh.
But double jointed arms look so fucking stupid. And
Katie,
I also
your
no,
arms are
Katie,
fucking
like
stupid.
no offense to you, you make it work. You really do.
make it work.
Me, I just
Listen, your arms
can't.
are fucked, but like I don't hate you.
Because look, there's only so many things to my appearances that I can really rock. You know, if my hair looks like shit, then they'll go to my face, and you can't see my face because my hair's in my face, and then they go down to my body. And if I eat like one too many things, I'll look bloated and gross. So they'll move on to the rest of the things they can see, which is usually my arm. And my arms are backwards and slanted upward, and it's like, what is wrong with that? And then they go to my legs, and dude, I have such like really good calves. My thighs are so thunderous, and they'll move to my feet.
My thighs are so thunderous.
Yeah, I do like how it was nothing but negatives until you got to your legs, and then you were like, no, my legs sexy as fuck. Like
Yeah,
that.
no, I walk everywhere I go for
Alright.
years.
And skateboarding now.
I do skateboard, and
Yeah.
that kept my legs in shape.
And possible forced surfing from.
I can't wait to do a
Conversation.
concrete dive with my surfboard.
Well, Misumi, who's the dude that Kankuro is fighting, for those who already forgot his meaningless character, reveals that he can dislocate all of his joints and control his body with just chakra. And then, so he's wrapped around Kankuro, and he's like, I'm going to kill you unless you give up. Like, it doesn't matter what's in that. Because Kankuro, before the fight, he has that bandaged pack on his back. And he we don't know what's in it, but
I was
before
so
the
excited
fight.
to learn what was
Yeah,
in
I know,
there.
right? Well, he took it off and he put it on the ground before even fighting Misumi at all, and he was like, well, it doesn't matter what's in there because you're in my hold of death, and if you don't give up, you're going to die.
Like an anaconda.
I
Yeah.
watched the episode and I really thought you just said,
Oh,
you're in
wait.
my hole.
Is it an anaconda type thing because they're snake people?
Yeah.
Oh, that's probably.
I mean,
it.
maybe. But then why did Yoroi just suck chakra out of the dude?
Because
Snakes suck.
That's a noise, not a
Are
reason.
you Hannibal? What?
In fact, that's really nothing.
Snakes suck. They do that.
don't invalidate me.
Do snakes suck?
I mean, they swallow.
No, they do suck. They definitely suck. They sink their teeth in and they go slurp, slurp, slurp.
Yeah, I always
That's
thought
what
that
I
was more of a, I
said.
thought it was more of a squirt, squirt, squirt though, because of the poison in their teeth.
And
Well, they squirt, then they
Is
slurp.
it really?
Oh, yeah,
Oh,
yeah, right? Isn't poison in snakes' teeth?
yeah.
Yeah.
Well,
Interesting.
they're Katie,
Where did you think
know that.
poison came from?
did you go to
have no idea.
I was just gonna say, did
Did you go to college?
Did you go to college not knowing the intricacies of snake venom? Who the fuck are you?
I meant to.
For God's
I
sake.
meant to say middle school.
Oh.
You learned that in middle school?
Yeah.
Yeah, Morgan used to poison her friends.
I used to carry around a tiny little snake and squeeze it right behind its little ear holes and make its mouth open, and then it squirts venom.
Is
That's
that
how.
true?
Yeah.
You did that though.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
What?
Wait, that's true?
Yeah.
Fucking psychopath. What are you
Okay.
doing?
Rush, you stepped on a
Time
snake.
out. But
Whoa,
also,
hey, that's different. I just met him, okay?
But also, why the fuck would you believe me? I'm from the fucking boonies. Where would I find a venomous
Dude,
snake?
I don't know.
I don't know the boonies.
Yeah, dude.
You could be a snake. I don't know.
Well, I am.
For all I know, people from upstate New York are snakes.
I've only
Don't
met a snake
out
going
me.
upstate.
I
I stepped on him.
Wait, Beacon. Oh, never mind.
Not upstate.
Not upstate.
It
Let's-
is.
Okay.
It is.
Time out. Let's break it down. Okay.
Well, okay,
I
okay.
hate you
but
upstaters.
I do want to say in Raj's defense, actually, if I was from literally anywhere other than like the New York area, you know, I think that it's the city is the city,
Yeah.
and everything else is upstate New York.
Literally, that's
But
how
Like,
it
that
is.
doesn't mean it's right.
No, it's right.
Sure, well, sure.
You can't
I
tell
mean,
me otherwise.
I can because it's literally what it's
I'm
called.
not listening in 1 year.
Right. We can tell him, but that doesn't mean he can listen.
So, it's
But-
New York City,
Yeah.
and then it's downstate. And
I've
then-
never heard
What's
of
a
that term.
downstate?
I've never heard of that term.
You just
Let me
inventing
finish.
things?
Just
Okay,
don't
okay,
interrupt
okay.
me, because if you interrupt me, I'm gonna start screaming, and then you're gonna have so much to add.
What was
it's
that,
the
you
city,
pterodactyl?
and then it's downstate.
Uh-huh.
And then when you get towards Albany, it's the Capital District. And then it's Central New York, and then it's Western New York, and then it's upstate.
Is this like some
That is-
RPG
yeah,
Kingdom
that's so
thing?
much.
What is that?
The
Capital District?
The way that okay, living because I live in the quote unquote capital district now, right? The way that I would break it down is the city, upstate New York, Western New York,
This is how I
But
see
that's
it.
just really
this
not
is
it.
how I see it. Okay, it's the city,
and upstate New York.
upstate New York,
Yeah.
and then nothing.
Oh wait, maybe okay. I would give you maybe the city, upstate New York, Canada, but like still in New York though. Like Plattsburgh is Canada,
It's
right?
upstate New York. It's really upstate New York.
But that's so far
But it's
upstate.
really, let me find the diagram.
Once you're in Plattsburgh, you're basically in Canada.
I spent a lot of time in Potsdam for a while. It's Canada.
New York,
Yeah, that's exactly what I'm saying. Yeah.
But it's not Canada.
This is so much New York geography talk. Kankuro, when Misumi's like, hey, I'm going to kill you, he grins, and he ensures Misumi that he is the one who's going to die. At this, Misumi snaps Kankuro's neck, and his head falls limp, which is...
Just
Wow.
snap.
Light
Yeah,
dead.
you see the shadow, and it just, like, kind of falls. And everybody on the balcony is like, oh my god, he just murdered someone in front of us.
That's a good way to show them without showing the actual neck
Yeah.
snapping.
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
will say though, I never watched any of the episodes with Katie, but what she does do is ask if something happened, as if I know the answer. So we were sitting there, and she said,
I did that a lot.
"Did he
Yeah.
snap his neck?" And I said,
I
think so.
I'm also watching the episodes.
I'll learn when you learn.
Well, so Kankuro's face falls, down, but then we see like bits of it start to fall onto the ground.
Weird,
Yeah.
like weird
Yeah.
fucking like Five Nights at Freddy's shit.
Yeah, because then suddenly his whole head like cracks
Oh
around.
my
No,
God.
oh my god, it's like the fucking weird doll creature thing from Toy Story.
Which Toy Story?
The one with Sid's toys?
talking
Yeah.
about-
Oh,
Yeah.
his face. It looks like the baby doll that Sid had with like
I think
the
that's what she was talking about.
with the spooky
Yeah.
eye.
Yeah,
Yeah,
it's
yeah,
Maybe
yeah.
like but it's got like the little
The
metal
spider
legs.
one.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, because his face whips around and it's like his whole eye has chipped away and there's some sort of like creature underneath. And it's like a giant
It's
eye.
like a creepy, yeah.
Yeah,
It's so
and
weird.
his teeth are all like sharp and it's terrifying and inhuman. And then the rest of the Kankuro disguise falls away and he transforms into this like three-eyed scarecrow like puppet.
Terrifying.
Yeah.
Wait. Whoa!
What?
When he called it the crow. That's
Because
what
it's
he
like a
meant.
scarecrow.
Yeah.
Okay,
Holy
listen,
shit!
but okay, listen.
Oh.
I know that might sound obvious to listeners because I just said scarecrow like puppet, but I'll be honest. Kankuro has been literally my favorite character since I was like 7, and
What?
I just made that because I like puppets. You know this.
Weirdo. Dude, no, I can't do that. To be in the playground, everyone's like, who's your favorite Naruto? I like Sasuke. I like Naruto. And you're like, I like Kankuro.
Yeah.
Who? Okay. Who's
He knows the Muppets for real. Yeah, but yeah, I just made that connection today when I was writing the outline. I was like,
Literally
crazy.
it looks like a scarecrow.
Because
That's why it's
literally
called
moments
crow.
before you said that, I was like, but why did he call it the crow?
Well, that's what I was trying to. That's what I've been trying to figure out. For the
That sounds
past-
like a hip Brooklyn music venue. Come to the Crow.
Yeah, it
bro.
actually does. That's a pretty good line. Yeah, hang up bandages and puppets. No, that's weird.
Nothing's gonna beat No Girls Allowed.
Yeah, Raj and I had an idea for a club called No Girls Allowed, but it's. I mean, like obviously girls are allowed.
Yes, and wasn't that the acronym that caused problems?
Yes.
Yeah.
So the No Girls Allowed in
problematic.
acronyms is NGA, and we had a close friend, for no reason,
I'm afraid.
unprompted,
I'm really
try to
afraid.
sound out.
Yeah, they tried to say the acronym.
And don't sound it out. Please don't.
Unless you're alone.
Even if you're alone, don't
Yeah,
do
yeah,
it.
it's
The walls have ears.
It's a dangerous acronym.
Yeah,
I'll tell you
you're
that.
playing
much.
a dangerous
But I
game.
do think it's a good name for a
No,
club.
it's good. We'll use it for branding. No one take that. Edit this out.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Definitely. Yeah. So the rest of his disguise falls away. He's a puppet, and then the puppet like reverse wraps around Misumi, and its like arms are all like snaky, and now Misumi is the one who's in a big hug that he can't escape from.
Aw.
The the bandage pack that Kankuro threw to the side unfurls, and it's revealed that the real Kankuro was hiding inside of it.
And also apparently does ribbon tricks.
Yeah, no, I know. Yeah,
He's really cool with that.
Another circus skill that I should know if I'd gone to class. And Kankuro like undoes the bandages in a big flourish, and then we see from his fingertips are like chakra is shooting out of them, and that's how he's controlling the puppet, which is pretty cool.
That's insane.
Misumi begs for mercy, admitting his defeat, and Hayate ends the match. When he ends it, he's like, "Oh gosh, I almost ended it too early."
I love. What's this loser's name? The other one.
Misumi.
Yeah. He was when the crow did his whole reveal. They started yelling, "Yo, he's a puppet master!"
Yeah.
As if like that meant like anything.
As if any of us knew what that was. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
But the proctor is like, "Oh, geez, I almost ended the match too early because I thought Kankuro was the one who was gonna die." Anyways, I think Misumi's dead. Because it doesn't like talk about it or anything.
Yeah.
But
I mean, no loss there. I don't care.
yeah, well, exactly.
Yeah.
But I just like, because the Sand siblings are supposed to be like hard as fuck, you know, and so not in that way. And so
but
I think.
Also in that
Well,
way.
I mean, also in that way, but unrelated. But yeah, basically, I don't think we ever see anything from Misumi again. So yeah,
I wouldn't doubt that.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure this dude just like crunched all of his bones up.
Crunch.
Yeah. Naruto wonders if it's fair for Kankuro to be battling 2 against 1, but Sakura explains what the fuck a puppet master ninja is. And basically, puppet masters use puppets just like Naruto would use kunai or shuriken. They're ninja tools, nothing more. But they take an immense amount of very precise chakra control to operate, which spooks Sakura because she was pretty sure that her chakra control is more advanced than like Naruto or Sasuke's, and she was pretty sure that was what was going to give her an edge in the exams.
Yeah.
Later, Sakura washes up, she's like fixing her hair or whatever.
Actually, real quick,
Yeah.
this is where they do the title intro. The intro card.
Yeah.
It is so fucking awful.
Because
it absolutely kills all immersion because we just saw some dude get fucking murked and they're all like, "Oh my god, this guy's evil." And then it's like, "Sakura versus Ino." It's all like happy. It's like, guys.
And the music didn't even match what they were saying.
No.
Because if it had been like, the 2 female ninja fight, it's epic. And then the music had been like, da-na-na.
No, but it was like wacky, like marimbas.
Yeah, it was the
happening?
fun time music. But yeah, so Sakura's washing up in one of the tower's bathrooms, and Ino approaches her, insisting that if Sasuke collapsed, Sakura's got no hope. She should give up now.
This is such a trope that, like, I don't know, have you guys ever seen this often where it's just the one girl is in the bathroom, the other girl pulls up behind her?
In every TV show and movie made for any sort of female
here's the real question that we have the opportunity to ask. How many times has somebody, pulled up on you guys in the bathroom just to talk shit about you?
I do it every morning to Katie.
Yeah.
You guys live together. That's terrifying, Katie. You don't want to go to sleep because of it.
But never. Literally never. Like, bathrooms, like, you just don't talk to people when you're in the bathroom. Unless you go to the bathroom together, which is a thing that females do.
Yeah,
all
I've
the
never
time.
really
Mostly
understood
just because we're fucking terrified that we're gonna get attacked.
In the bathroom?
No, on the
Because
way
of
to
all
the
these
bathroom.
people who keep hiding in the bathroom to yell at you.
Because we were taught as children that scary bullies will hide in the bathroom and tell us that we suck. So if we bring a friend, that can't happen.
Back in high school, I didn't, like, smoke or anything like that, but me and the boys would still, like, line up our schedules to go to the bathroom together, and we would just stand in a circle, just like by the sink.
That's
just,
the
like,
thing.
talking.
There's 2 ways that the men's room can go. Either you put your head down and you go to a urinal that's 1 urinal away from whoever else is peeing, and then you pee and then you just run away. Or you stand in like a circle with the boys and just kind of talk and shit.
So what if there's 4 urinals and there's already 2 guys there and all of the
It's
stalls
an
are taken?
incredibly complicated system, and there's so many factors. I don't have.
I hate it so much when there's like 20 urinals and you're at the far left and someone decides, hey, maybe the one next to them is the right one I should use.
Well, I mean, for God's sake. Okay, one time I went to the bathroom in Grand Central Station, right?
That's scary.
Yeah. Well, no, but there were like 10 open urinals, and all of the stalls were closed, and I felt like I really lucked out, right? Because it was Grand Central Station, it was completely empty. But I went to the one that was entirely far away from the door, because that's what you do. Because then if anybody else comes in and has to pee, they're not going to pee next to you.
Exactly.
Right? Yeah. So I went over, and I like undid my pants, and I like whipped out my dick, and I was like peeing, right? Because that's what you do at a urinal. But then, alas, I was not alone in the bathroom, because the stall door creaked open, and this dude like snuck out, like Swiper the fucking fox, right? And he creeped up next to me, and like he stood directly next to me. But at that point, I was like, okay, sure, you need company to pee. That's fine. I can live. You know what I mean? Like, I'm a confident enough peer. I've been doing it my whole life. Like, if you need support while I'm peeing, like, by all means, that's all you. You know what I mean?
Definitely a pee talker, yeah.
Yeah. But I mean, like, sure. You know what I mean? Like, do I talk while I pee? No. Like, I don't.
We hold hands when we pee.
Well, yeah, exactly. And you say what you need to through you know, like you squeeze a little tighter or whatever if you need support. But that's not the point. The point is that I was like fine at that point, you know. But the guy did not undo his thing and about his dick or to pee or anything. There was like a little divider that was like about as high as our shoulders, and he like curled his fingers around the divider and like pulled himself up just a bit just to take a big fat gander at my penis, just like eyes wide open, like excited clearly. I mean, like he was, and at this point I was midstream, there was nothing I could do, you know what I mean? And so I just sort of like, you know, like it was clear that it was happening, but I just had to kind of finish and like look down and like do it back up and go over to the mirror. But then he didn't even leave it at that, because this guy and he was staring at my penis, so he had like a picture perfect image of what my penis looked like fresh in his brain. And I was at the mirror and I was like fixing my hair, because you fix your hair when you're in the bathroom, you know, that's like what you do. And he like crept up behind me and he like whispered in a soft dosu-like tone, you know, he was like,
that's menacing.
Hey, your hair looks really nice today. And then he retreated back into his bathroom stall.
Back in the stall?
Yes! I assume that's where he lived.
Oh my gosh.
So yeah, basically the men's room is it's crazy, man.
It's a terrifying time.
Wow.
Me and my closest friend from high school, I don't even know, like, thinking about it now, I don't know why I ever let it happen, but he had this gimmick where, well, I would go pee in the stall and he would go pee next to me, right?
In the same stall?
Just on the floor.
Well, he'd be in the next stall peeing, and then we're just, like, you know, casually talking, or somebody walks in, we would start saying really stupid stuff, but he did this thing where he'd be like, hey, Raj. I'm like, what? Guess what? I'm like, oh, I don't know. He says, how does the pee stream sound? I'm like, fine. He says, look down. I look down. He's just peeing on my shoes.
What a fucking lunatic!
And he never did this once. He would do it countless times.
Why did you keep going to bed with him?
So I was like, all right, listen, dude. Like,
he's not gonna do it again.
And I'm like, no, literally. I was like, dude, like you're not gonna do it again. He's
Bro,
like, no.
you gotta stop pissing on my shoes.
The thing is, he would be. It'd get to the point where he would start teasing, like peeing on my dick, like, on my dick, well, on my shoes. But he would. We'll get there. So basically, he would take his dick, like, Raj, watch this, and he would start flinging his feet to the right of the wall, then to the left, and he won. Oh my god! One time.
My gosh.
Okay, listen, my friend's a really well endowed man. He took his penis, and he flung it upward.
Oh my
And
god.
Over the stall.
But mid-pee, so the pee drags up, and then it kind of drips down.
Right.
So it got all over me, and then, like, my pants and my shoes. That was the last time I ever let it happen. I was like, dude, listen.
Why?
Like, it was funny the first 20 times, but...
But 21 is too much. That's enough.
This is the power that men have and how they use it.
Yeah.
we just pee on each other.
Yeah, it's true.
What the fuck?
No, okay, God, we gotta stop telling these stories. But
do it a lot.
I know, it's kind of weird, but I built like a secret hideout when I was a kid with like my best friend and my little brother Eli. And my friend and I were in the hideout, and Eli came in, and we were like, hey, you know, because he's my little brother, right? So we were like, you know, you're not allowed in the hideout, get out of here. And Eli was like, if you keep bullying me, I'm gonna pee on you. And so my friend didn't like believe it, right? Who the fuck pees on someone?
Yeah.
And so my friend like got up in his face, you know, and you know, we were just like teasing him, but he was like, yeah, you know, get out of the hideout and everything. And I was like, I'm really gonna pee on you. And my friend was like, hey, you know, like, fuck you, get out of here. And we were like, you know, 7, so Eli was like, I don't know, like 4 or 5. And then Eli whipped out his dick and pissed on my friend. And honestly, like, do I feel like that scarred my friend for life? Yes, but also, baller move, Eli.
That's some dominance being assertive.
Yeah.
He did warn your friend.
Yeah.
No, he
He
wasn't.
was
not
like,
like
if you
he
keep
didn't-
doing that, I'm gonna
Yeah,
pee on
I
you.
explicitly remember that he gave him like 3 warnings. Yeah.
That's the rule.
It
Yeah.
takes 3 warnings.
Yeah, no, 3 warnings and you can piss
When
on
you
someone.
pee, how many seconds do you shake after?
Oh, you know, okay, so here's the thing. I learned that people apparently shake their dick after they pee on Family Guy. I never did that before.
Really?
Yeah, like I see that, you know, it's to like get the extra dribble or
Like,
whatever.
it always gets in your pants. And
Yeah,
that's annoying.
I just never even thought of that. So
There's a secret technique. If you cup your taint, it all just comes out. I learned this on Reddit. It was like an Ask Reddit thread, male hygiene.
You know what's really good? The 11-year-old will know that for the rest of his life.
I'm prepping you for when you gotta have that extra pee go, you know?
If you cup your taint.
If you cup it and just like press up a bit,
Wow.
like a jab.
Yeah. See, I've been
you're
fingering
literally-
my asshole and masturbating to completion every time.
The 11-year-old now.
Sorry.
I think it's so funny that now that we know we have an 11-year-old fan, we have to contextualize every joke now, thinking that he's gonna hear this.
Right. Well, so, anyways, back with Sakura in the bathroom, and
This is like 3 minutes into the
I know.
episode.
But Ino tells her to give up, and then Sakura, remembering her valiant battle against the Sound Ninja, refuses to ever quit, and she marches proudly up to Ino, and she's like, "I'm fucking hyped to battle, bitch. Shut up." And then
Bitch, shut up.
and she marches back to the arena, and then we see inner Sakura, that like black and white version of Sakura in her head, and she's like, "Cha! I'm gonna, continue doing what I just said I was gonna do."
It's that moment in every argument where you say the thing that every other argument you regret not saying.
Yeah.
That was that moment.
The inner Sakura
Yeah.
bit? Yeah. I actually like inner Sakura. Like, I like
Me
how they
too.
do that. I think that's kind of funny. Hayate announces the coming fourth battle, and the screen cycles through names, eventually pairing, like we said, Sakura and Ino. Bum, bum, bum.
But we didn't know. But we did know.
Oh, right.
Yeah.
Because Katie said.
I right beforehand I was like, I wonder who they're gonna pair Sakura with, and Morgan's like Ino, and then immediately after.
Yeah, well, I mean, like, it makes a lot of sense, yeah.
Yeah.
And, the two stare each other down. At first, they're shocked, but they both, like, they're like, "Yeah, all right, I'm gonna do this fight." In the arena, Ino informs Sakura that she won't hold back. Asuma considers that Ino was actually the standout that past year among the female rookies, but all of Team 10, Shikamaru and Choji, they worry that she'll struggle to go all out against her former friend.
Okay, did anyone else notice how fucking weird Asuma looked?
Yeah, and also his voice actor really sounded like he phoned that one in.
Yeah, okay, like I have a photo. Compare them to how normal Shikamaru and Choji looks to Asuma.
Yeah,
What
he
the
looks so
fuck
weird.
happened?
Damn,
He
that's
looks
such a good
cut out.
picture. Did you take that off of your TV with
Yeah.
your phone? That looks really cool. It looks like lo-fi.
Yeah, I'm really careful when I take these screenshots. I'm like, this guy looks so nice.
Right,
I'm not
right.
cropping this.
Yeah, send it in the Discord, But yeah, so they stare each other down, and they're in the arena. I will say that Shikamaru and Choji, they sounded actually concerned, which is something that I have not heard from them before.
Yeah.
Like, usually they're just being obnoxious, and they really sounded like they were worried about which I thought was nice.
It was.
Yeah.
Hayate starts the match, and the two girls charge full speed ahead at each other, immediately engaging in a short bout of melee combat. Ino jumps back, and both of them throw kunai, but the kunai, like, they hit each other midair, and they both fall to the ground.
Oh, I caught something different.
Yeah?
Sakura threw 3, and Ino caught one, and then threw it back to clash with the other.
Oh,
like
shit.
another
So
one.
who's lying?
No, I believe Morgan, like, because I was probably writing. That's awesome. Yeah, I totally
Listeners
didn't
at
see that.
home, try to think who's more of a liar, Liam or Morgan.
It's definitely me. Yeah, that's like 110%.
He doesn't even watch Naruto.
I've never seen the show. I just watch Bleach and guess. But Team 10 and Neji, they're throwing down some sexist as hell rhetoric. They're like, this is the best that women ninja can do.
Yeah, that's
Which-
fucked.
They were literally the only ninja that have fought with actual combat.
Yeah, actually,
and
you're
didn't just
right.
go straight
Yeah.
to like some weird jutsu.
Yeah, they're the
like
ones
they
where-
were the only ones actually throwing hands.
And they're like,
And I was like, suck my dick. What? Like they were actually.
I'm gonna piss on your fucking shoes. You fucking jamook.
But literally, they were the only of. We're at like 4 or 5 now.
Yeah.
The only two that
You're
have
right,
been
because
like, we're
Kankuro
gonna
just
fight.
wrapped him. Well, Sasuke and the one guy, I guess. But the last fight especially, Kankuro and the boneless dude, he just literally just wrapped
He
around.
just
him.
hugged him.
It was a series of 2 hugs.
That was like a 20-second match.
Yeah, it really was,
Yeah.
yeah. But, yeah, and then, so 10-10, obviously another female ninja, stands up for them, and she's like, no, they are holding back against each other because they're friends. But you raise a good point. They were the only ones actually fighting, so, like, that seems...
So shut up.
Yeah. After catching her breath, Sakura launches into another bout of physical blows, all of which Ino manages to evade or block. Ino fires off a few return shots and manages to jab Sakura in the stomach, hard enough to make her lose her balance.
That's the worst. I felt that.
Yeah, like in the solar plexus, you know what I'm saying?
Fun story. When I was in kindergarten, it was the first time I had a crush on a boy.
Sure.
And we were in gym class and we lined up to go back to like our classroom
Yeah.
because it was when like your whole class went to places at the same time.
Right,
and you had to walk in a line.
God, I wish my life was still organized like that. I need a lifeline leader.
I'll do it. But so I saw this kid and I was like, oh, I have to get in line, and I just happened to be behind him. And I was 5 or 6.
Right.
And he turned around and he said, "You're so weird. Stop following me," and elbowed me in the stomach.
What?
Sounds like the kind of kid that Raj would take care of in daycare.
It's better. So little, like I was tiny. Like I'm still a tiny human being.
Right,
like
right.
I'm tall, but I'm really little.
Yeah.
So like this knocked the wind out of me, and I felt sick until I got home.
God damn.
And so I was home, like upset and feeling like I was gonna vom because I just got elbowed in the stomach.
Did you say vom?
Yeah.
Interesting.
And
What's wrong?
My
Oh,
dad
I'm
like got home from somewhere and saw me like curled up on the couch in a ball under like a huge blanket.
Oh
And he was
my
like,
God.
"What's wrong?" And I was like, "Josh elbowed me in the stomach." And my father went to his house
And burned it down.
Oh my God!
Your dad killed.
Please. Okay, so really, the story I wasn't gonna continue the story, but I have to. No, my father did not burn down his house. My father went to his house and was like, "Hey, your son did this to my daughter."
Yeah.
Blah 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 blah.
Right.
Weeks later, I'm over the crush. The kid comes in the house or in the classroom.
Is this the kid you had the crush on the kid that elbowed you?
Yeah.
I missed
So-
that.
Yeah,
That's the whole point of the story, guys.
Yeah.
Come on.
And so he walks in the classroom, and the teacher's like, "Can everybody sit down? Josh has some news." And he came in and he said, "Last night my house burned down."
Wait, are you serious?
Yeah.
So your dad actually burned down this kid's house?
My dad did not burn down.
Okay.
Allegedly.
Yeah, allegedly your dad did not burn down this kid's
It
house.
was
Yeah.
like, it was way,
I get
way.
Yeah, no.
Please don't
I
know
know,
my
your
dad
dad
is an
did.
arson.
Your dad had to give it a little while, so he could throw him
No,
off his trail.
So your dad
but
did kill this kid, yeah.
Literally.
His house actually
His
burned
house
down.
actually burned
So, wow, I can't believe you just outed your dad for arson.
Yeah.
down. You outed my dad. I wasn't going to tell
Oh
the
shit,
story.
he's gonna burn down my apartment.
He's coming.
Well, yes, so Sakura does get punched in the stomach, and she loses her balance. Ino tries to take advantage of it, and she, winds up a punch, and she's about to land it, but then she sees, young Sakura from back when they were friends, and she just opens her hand and pats Sakura's boob lightly with the
She's
back.
Is that what
fucking
happened?
bitch
I thought she
slapped her.
slapped her,
Oh,
yeah.
I wasn't watching.
They made a sound.
That was the whole point of this. It's such an
There was a sound
important
effect and
scene.
everything.
She was literally
so fucking hard.
bitch slapped her.
This is why I need you guys here.
You're right, the outline.
I have Netflix on half my screen and I have the outline on the other, and I was typing and then I looked up and all I saw was, okay, so post bitch slap, she rests her hand on Sakura's chest.
Does she?
And I don't know, it's
No,
weird.
no, she just
She
just
really
has her hand.
slapped her and
After
then
she
was
slapped
like,
her, and then her hand was just here.
Okay,
like, what did I just
the
do?
only shot that I looked at from this scene, it looks like she was just resting her hand on her boob. Yes, like that. And I was,
You missed the entire scene.
I literally
Wow.
did, I guess.
So guys, I guess it's finally time to tell you we're kicking Liam off of the
Yeah, okay, so I'm sorry. I should, God damn. Alright, so,
Okay, knowing, I have read the outline, but knowing that she just put her hand on her boob, right? Does that influence the rest of your outline? Do you not, talk about how important that was?
I mean, look, I'm gonna have to do some on-the-spot editing. Okay, so, tries to punch Sakura because of her lapse in defense, but she sees her young version of Sakura and instead she bitch slaps her. And that is what I said the first time. God damn it.
Please don't edit that out.
I certainly won't. Right. Well, now I don't know if this next part is right, but basically,
We'll call you.
so
we'll tell you.
she's looking at her hand, right? She's
Yeah.
like, how could I? Okay. So I think I'm back on track. Because
Yeah,
then
yeah.
Sakura flashes back to when they were friends.
Yeah.
Right. Okay. So we're good.
So we're over just, fucking
lightly touching her boob. Yes. And Sakura. But now we're in the past, okay? And we're all on the same page. So in the past, they were with all of the other female shinobi their age.
Which
and
is stupid.
Yeah, I know. Why the fuck was their school segregated by gender?
Yeah.
Weird.
And all the fights.
And they were like, we have to teach you how to be women. Like,
Yeah,
what?
so weird. Well, exactly. They were like, in addition to being ninja, you have to learn the custom of women across the world.
Yeah.
Which I get,
Okay.
but like the guys don't have to learn how to
The custom
dress.
of men across the world. Exactly. Yeah. No, yes, you're correct.
Thank you for the validation.
Yeah.
I appreciate it.
We need a female Hokage. Come on, man. Am I
Oh,
right?
and then we're gonna get a fucking snake Hokage.
Orochimaru? No, he's evil. He can't be in charge.
There's parallels to this universe.
Oh, because if a female Hokage, then it would be the bad guy because of. I get it. It's like 2016 and 2020 probably.
And the rest of forever until the world ends.
I get it.
Me and my roommate last night got really high and we were playing Smash Brothers, but instead of music in the background, he put on the debate that happened last night.
Yeah.
So I was just really out of it, and I was just focusing on Smash. All I hear is because Bernie was just going off.
As he does.
Yeah, and they were just like, Bernie, how does it feel to be back? This is your first time after your surgery. And he was like, I'm the best person on this fucking planet. Like, Biden can suck my ass.
Bernie, how does it feel to be back after your surgery? Biden can suck my fucking ass. I'm gonna pee on his shoes.
I fucking love Bernie Sanders. That is a different story.
It's so funny.
Yeah, wow. Hey, for more political talk, give us $5 on Patreon and listen to our new Rio Radio.
Or come to the live show also, because it's going to be 3 days after Election Day.
Really?
Make sure you vote.
Yeah, Election Day is November 5th. Vote on November 5th and then come see the
Oh my
live
god,
show.
I don't
Vote
even,
when you can.
I
11
literally
early.
don't
Yeah.
even know what we're electing this year. Just like local stuff, right? Okay.
Yeah.
I don't know who's running here. I'm a poli-sci
Literally, have
major.
you been to the hub? Because they're always there. I've met all of the Democratic candidates.
Are you serious?
And they're all delightful.
Fuck,
I've
dude.
shook all of their hands.
That's so
One man
interesting.
was like, nice handshake. And I was like, thank you, I'm a lady.
I
Wow,
love that.
I really
never
need to
go
get more
the
involved
hub.
in local politics. That's wild.
If anything, you should
Vote
be a
on November
politician
5th.
at this point.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, you should.
Scary.
We could get you in office.
I think we should. I could be like a comptroller or something. I'll just work
Yeah.
my way up from there.
We can do nepotism. We can make NaruTalk the only thing we show at like purchase entertainments.
Yeah. Well, exactly. Yeah. I think that we should rule with an iron fist and make everybody listen to this constantly.
Like a tyrant.
Yeah. Yeah. I'll be a tyrannical ruler. Absolutely.
Yeah,
Oh, dude.
makes sense.
In my trains media class, I'm doing this presentation. Essentially, what I have to do is make a business, and well, you have to have a name and a motto and a slogan,
Right.
and one of our slogans is "Be Better." And one of the TAs in our group just freaked out because they're like, guys, you can't do that. Melania Trump's slogan is "Be Better," but Melania Trump stole that from Michelle Obama.
Yeah. And also, her slogan is actually "Be Best," which is
Stupid.
way
What?
worse. I think
Yeah.
that's right, right?
I don't
So
know.
not only did they freak out
It is.
on that, on like a mistake, that wasn't a me thing. I didn't deal with that.
Right.
What pissed me off is because I'm handling one of the extensions where I'm making motivational stickers and patches.
Cool.
Where it's stuff like, "You're amazing. You could do it. Fuck cops. You're the best. Everything is
Yeah. All the
my
classic
gosh.
bumper stickers.
And they were like looking over like, oh, this is really good. Just hey, only one note. Who's doing stickers? And I was like, I am. Like, hey, this is great. Love the idea. You can't say fuck cops. I'm like, well, why can't I?
Yeah.
And they're like, listen, fuck cops. That's true, but you can't present that. I'm like, no. And they were like, and then someone was like, can we say fuck ice? And they were like, yeah, that's fine. Why can't I say fuck cops?
Interesting.
I feel like because, and this is coming from a standpoint where people try to be as least problematic as they can.
Sure.
Saying fuck cops is the general, not the, because a lot of cops are fucking
That's how they explain it
awful.
to me.
Yeah,
ICE
yeah.
kind of just as a whole
I kind
shit.
of buy that. Like there are good cops
yeah.
out there.
They told me that, but truly,
really fuck.
It's stupid.
Well, regardless, I think all cops are bastards and they should all
Sure.
perish and burn. But
There's like
that's my take.
I feel like there are probably nice people on like even like local level. You know what I mean?
Even then, if you're a cop, I hope you die. That's just my take.
Well, okay, sure.
Fuck all white people.
What about like all of the cops that are minorities?
Doesn't matter. If you're a cop, you're a race traitor.
Okay, sure. Well,
Class
you know,
traders, race traders, all traders.
to to each their own take. Don't get me wrong. I mean, I'm not gonna censor you, bro.
No, I hate the police.
Yeah. I mean, and you know,
If anything, edit everything out except for every time I speak just right. I like fuck the cops. Like, just replace that. Be like, Raj, that guy who peed on your shoes. Fuck the cops.
Oh, that's the origin of it. The guy who peed on Raj's shoes. He's a police officer now.
I think he's actually trying to get into like he's like doing nothing with his life and he wants to join the army or something.
Pissing on the shoes of the justice system. Yeah, the justice system is fucked, but that's for
lots of things.
That's for the next radio.
That's for real radio. Yeah.
Radio. We get political.
So, anyways, they're on fucking this podcast. I guess we just get political now. Like whatever. Anyways, so all of the female shinobi, they're in the woods. They're learning the custom of women, and basically they have to gather and arrange flowers. The class. So I know it's really pretty not great.
You're gonna make pretty flowers.
Yeah. So Ino they all spread out and Ino's off gathering flowers and Sakura runs up to her and trips while she's walking up to her.
Fucking me.
I laughed out loud. I was like, what a dumb idiot.
I've never... Rude.
I know. I didn't know you were going to say me.
It's because she's so off balance because of the fucking forehead. And I've never sounded more like I'm from upstate New York than I did.
She's
Yes,
off
that
balance.
was
Yeah, but yeah, they were friends at the time. So Ino's like, "Oh, you klutz, you're such a silly goose." And then they pick flowers together, and it's it's so cute.
I was getting, and this could be problematic,
Sure.
but I don't really care. I was getting heavy lesbian vibes from Ino.
Yeah.
Like heavy.
I think
it's
it's maybe.
Like.
That's a fanfic waiting to happen.
I mean, look, all these kids are kids still, you know. They probably haven't explored their sexuality yet. And who can we ship Ino with? You know, if Sakura ends up with Sasuke, Naruto ends up with Hinata, Ino ends up with Tenten.
That'd be
or Tamari, or that's all the female characters.
a talking turtle.
The one with the.
Anko, the one who said. Open the panel.
Yeah.
Anko is hot.
Anko, yeah.
It's because of the fishnet shirt.
I think Anko actually is a lesbian.
Is she?
I don't know if that's canon.
Wearing a fishnet shirt.
More power to them.
Yeah. What were you saying, Morgan? Was there
something about lesbians?
An end to that? Oh yeah. You were getting lesbian vibes. That was the story. Yes. Well, so they're picking flowers, and Ino is, so Sakura is like, oh, I really suck at gathering flowers, and Ino's like, that's surprising, because Sakura is like cherry blossom tree. You would think that you would know about things. And she explains to Sakura how to make a nice arrangement of flowers. She's like, oh, first you have to find a main flower and then surround it with complementary flowers to accentuate the beauty. And then she points out specifically the cosmos flowers, and she's like, oh.
Which was light pink.
Right, like Sakura. Well, I think that's exactly why. And also because Sakura had gathered a bunch of thoroughwort flowers, and Ino was like, oh, this would be perfectly complemented by the flowers you've gathered, which is really nice. Like, Ino is a good friend.
Yeah.
And she goes on, she's like, oh, and cosmoses are also autumn cherry blossoms, so they can be complemented by anything in autumn, and also it's like your name, and it's, it's so sweet. And then Ino holds up a thoroughwort to her face, and she's like, does it compliment how pretty I am? And Sakura giggles, and she's like, yeah, you're so cute. And it's, just a fun little flower gathering scene. But then, out of nowhere, just like 3 absolute bitches pull up behind Sakura, and they're like, what's up, billboard brow? You suck ass. And then they punch her in the forehead. Apropos of nothing. They just show up and start bullying her.
Why?
Yeah,
Dude, she's been getting bullied all her life.
I know. It's crazy. And then but Ino defends her friend, and she throws 3 stems into the main bully's mouth, causing her to fall back.
Boss ass bitch.
I know. And then Ino goes, sorry, your head was so empty I thought it was a vase. Oh, so
that
good.
was good.
Yeah.
Okay, but her getting the flowers thrown in her mouth, that seemed fatal.
Yeah.
Like, that was just aggressive.
It just hurt.
And well, especially
she's good at throwing kunai now.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. And then Ino is like, oh, by the way, that was aconite and it's poisonous. And so all 3 of the bullies run away screaming. And as they do, Ino whispers to Sakura, she's like, just the root's poisonous, but give him a good little scare. As Ino laughed, Sakura considered how smart, cute, and talented Ino was, and all at the same time she was like, and I'm worthless, which is sad.
Yeah.
Yeah, and Sakura's like, well, if Ino's the cosmos flower, does that make me just a thoroughwort? But Ino's...
What?
Dude, when I was writing this out, I was like, oh my god, this is so much about flowers. What am I doing? But Ino claimed that Sakura wasn't a flower at all. She's a bud who was just waiting to bloom. Aww.
You know how
much better that
There was no
than her being
generally some
terrible.
really good development there.
Yeah.
Like it was good.
Yeah.
I'm like still rooting for Sakura really hard, and a little for Ino too.
I like that we get to see their friendship, and it is actually nice. It's just it's a little silly. In the present, Sakura declares that she won't fight about Sasuke with Ino anymore.
Okay.
Why did it have to be taken
Yeah.
there?
He wasn't even in the
Why?
flashback.
Well, yeah. But like, see, interesting that all three of you hated that
Oh,
because
it was so annoying.
I thought it was good because she's like, hey, I know we're always fighting about Sasuke, but this is not what this is about. Like, I'm fighting you as like my own ninja.
It's just that
No.
nobody was thinking it was
I
about
guess,
Sasuke.
but
They made it
also,
about Sasuke by saying
There
it's not about
didn't
Sasuke.
need to be a context to the fight because they were, quote unquote, randomly picked to fight.
Yeah.
It could have
But
literally
they've
just
got
been a
baggage.
fight. So does fucking everybody. Just shut up
Yeah.
and fight.
Yeah.
Like, it doesn't need to be about a guy. It doesn't not need to be about a guy.
No,
it just
Kankuro
needs to be a
snapped
fight.
someone's neck in
Yeah,
20
it
seconds. It doesn't have to be about
two
anything.
hugs and it was over.
Sasuke wasn't in the flashback. He wasn't mentioned
Wow.
at all.
Yeah,
Interesting.
For all
all
they
of a
know,
sudden made
Sasuke's dead.
So
Yeah.
not the take I got. That's fascinating.
Yeah,
I
so
love it.
stunted character.
Wow.
development. So sad.
So well, Sakura does talk about Sasuke, and she's like, you're not even Sasuke's type and whatever. And Naruto can't understand why Sakura is being so mean. But Kakashi notes that Sakura doesn't she's egging on Ino because she wants Ino to go all out.
I love the relationship between the people on top because like Naruto and Shikamaru. This is my favorite episode of South Park is when Randy goes to like a sports game I think Stan's playing. And he just gets to fights with other dads.
Yeah,
And
yeah.
That's why I see Shikamaru and Naruto right now. They're just two
It's so
drunk
good.
dads at their daughter's softball game. They're just like, fuck you, man. My daughter's gonna win. Fuck you.
I feel like that's what Kakashi and Asuma do, you know?
Literally.
Okay, so now we're back in the flashback. And Sakura wondered why Ino gave her the ribbon that keeps her, she's got, we talked about it in another episode. It was when they fought the Sound Ninja that we saw this flashback, but Ino gave her a ribbon that keeps her bangs back. And Ino's like, oh, it would be a waste if a bud like you never got to blossom. After all, you could be something even more beautiful than a cosmos flower.
Which, the ribbon, like, I was like, oh, that's so sweet in the original flashback. But now that I'm looking at it, as somebody who has a very similar length hair to Sakura's, that would not hold your bangs back at all. Because that's literally how I wear my hair. I pull my bangs forward and then tie the ribbon behind them, which is exactly how
Which
she
is what
wears her
she
hair.
does.
It
And then
wouldn't
the
hold
bangs
your
are
bangs
forward.
back at all.
Yeah.
So, like,
Sakura's hair is really long? No, that doesn't. That actually makes it worse.
it would,
probably.
because she would just look like fucking Cousin It.
Yeah.
She's like flipping the bangs back and having these two pieces forward, which doesn't make any sense.
Yeah.
Like she's just got.
I
this
guess
and
that
these
it's
and
I
that.
guess it's just cartoon hair,
Yeah.
TBH.
Fair, because it does defy gravity.
Right.
But...
Then in the present, Sakura silently thanks her friend for encouraging her all of her life and, continuously giving her something to strive for. Now, she's ready to face Ino as an equal and maybe even surpass her. Naruto can't understand why the two are getting so worked up just by looking at each other. And and then Kakashi's like, "Oh, don't you get it, Naruto? It's just like you and Sasuke, because it's this rivalry. They're pushing each other." And then, but Kakashi's like, "Although I wouldn't know anything about rivalry," and Guy's over there in the corner, and he's like, "What are you talking about? You wouldn't know anything about rivalry. We push each other all the time. God damn it, you're so cool."
I love guys.
I love when he says, "You're so cool. It really heats me up." Oh,
He annoys me like no one else.
really?
Guy annoys
You
You don't like
acted like
Guy?
it was the
What?
worst. I was like, oh my god, that's hilarious, and you were like,
Wow,
oh.
I
Guys
love
always
Guy.
gonna keep watching the show.
Yeah, it's Guy and Lee are like.
I just can't.
I think I love the way that he like.
I think it's because I know a people like that.
Uh-huh.
Like
That's
a
Leo.
people. No, worse than that.
Wow.
Worse than that?
I can't even imagine such a thing.
Like I know a person that is them,
Uh-huh.
and I'm like.
Interesting. Well, I just like the way that he like is in love with Kakashi. I think that's so funny.
At this point, this is when like I realize the episode should just be over. It just goes on.
Yeah, it really
and
does.
on.
Wait, is this only the second one?
Yeah.
Oh my god.
Yeah, I know.
It's
Because
such
yeah,
a drag.
these 3 episodes should have definitively been 2.
Or
one
one.
even.
No, because it could have been the first one should have been who the fuck was fighting at the beginning?
Shino.
Yeah,
Zaku.
The
Shino,
boss.
Zaku, and Kankuro and what's his name should have been 1 episode, and then
Yes.
Ino Sakura should have been the second one. That's
Yeah.
just.
But even then,
yeah.
Kankuro's fight was only 20 seconds.
Yeah,
The
but you've
majority
got-
of their fight was just Sakura and Ino in the bathroom.
You've got all the, like Orochimaru stuff and everything. Put that in one.
I guess, but then that would just
Yeah.
be a really ass episode.
Well,
That's
sure.
Well, I mean, regardless, these episodes are going to be ass. It's just dragged on. Ass.
Right. Dragged on ass. Sure. So well, you're right, because then we get another flashback from Sakura of when Sasuke, when she was put on Sasuke's team and she met with Ino and she was like, I'm never gonna lose to you again, and she returned the ribbon that she used to tie up her hair, swearing that when she tied her headband around her forehead, she would be a true shinobi, and that she wouldn't blindly chase after Ino anymore.
And here comes the cliche imagery
Yeah,
that
yeah,
was so
so-
necessary
exactly,
to the growth of these two
They
characters.
shook hands, and Ino made the same vow, to tie it on and to face each other as ninjas someday. Then in the present, of course, they remove their headbands from, Sakura takes it off her head and Ino takes it off her waist, and they tie it around their foreheads, and they silently swear, not gonna hold back anymore, and then they charge forth, and that's the end of episode 41.
And I will
Are
say,
you trying to do Ino's hair?
Yes.
You're rocking it better than she does.
Interesting.
I wanted to know if I could.
Yeah, you should cosplay as Ino for the live show.
You could. Oh my god. I'm going in whiteface to match up one of the characters.
Who
What?
All of them. Name one person of color on this show.
currently in the show?
Currently.
You got me there.
Exactly. Problem number 1.
Yeah.
Problem
Yeah.
number 2 is Sakura.
Just in general?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Problem number 3 is Sasuke.
Yeah. I like to imagine that Lee would probably be black, I think. If I was casting it as a live action movie.
no, sorry, I just feel it. That's just,
You know?
it's funny. With bowl cut?
No, you would change his you do change his
I
hair.
think you can't.
For the live action adaptation.
No.
think you can.
That sounds like some Dragon Ball Evolution shit. Don't do
Yeah,
that.
I guess. But
Do you remember that movie?
yeah,
Dude,
it's
insane.
Well, I actually, after Dragon Ball Evolution came out, I was like Naruto's age-ish, maybe a little younger, but I wrote a handwritten letter to Viz Media, and I drew a picture of me as Naruto at the bottom, and the letter was like, you should make a Naruto movie and cast me as Naruto. And I had the data book, and I shit you not, when I was a little kid, I was watching my weight so I could be exactly the same weight as
you
Naruto.
fucking cracker.
Yeah, no, I know, really, right?
Dang.
Isn't that fucked up? But,
But yeah, when they put their headbands on their foreheads,
Yeah.
Katie said, weird. And I
Well,
said,
well, just 'cause-
what? And she said, it looks different.
Well, yeah.
Yeah. I don't know. Okay.
It sure did, Katie.
It
sure
just took me
did.
aback because I was like, why is it weird?
Yeah.
And then you said,
It's just weird because that's
It
not how
looks
they
different.
usually wear it.
Well, that
It's just different.
sure.
I don't
that's
know.
literally the whole point.
All right, let's rock it through this last episode because actually not a ton happens. Sakura immediately uses clone jutsu, which she's like, you basic bitch. Are you kidding me? We learned that in the academy. But Sakura, it's so cool. She uses the clones as like a distraction and then puts all of her chakra into her feet and like fires a super fast, super strong punch at Ino, which knocks her across the arena, which is fucking awesome. And then
Is this the first time we're seeing Sakura do hand-to-hand combat?
I mean,
because she did the sound ninja, but that was more so
That was more like tricks and
substitution, kunai, and then she bit.
Well,
Gosu.
it's like Morgan was saying. This is the first actual fucking fight in the Chunin
Yeah.
exams. Yeah, but honestly, that like trick with the clones where she like rocketed forward, that was badass.
That
Like,
was
I really like
I
that.
think I
Super
was drinking
badass.
apple cider at that point.
Yeah,
so
yeah.
I may have not been looking
Oh,
at the
Well, that's
Yeah.
okay.
Is that the
I
one?
thought that Ino just touched Sakura's boobs.
I think this
so,
is
like-
how she took her entire like moveset in the Storm games.
Yeah.
It's just the
Oh,
rocket
yeah.
forward punch.
Absolutely yes. Yeah, no, you're right.
This is where she peaked.
Naruto cheers Sakura on, and Kakashi considers that her chakra control is not only better than Naruto's, it's actually better than Sasuke's too.
Oh shit.
Yeah, in the arena, the two how do you say it? Kunoichi? Yeah, female shinobi. They punch at each other, but they keep they catch each other's punches, and then so they jump back and they throw shuriken at each other, and again they collide midair, so that doesn't even work. And then up in the around the arena, Lee is thinking to himself, he's like, oh, these two girls are so evenly matched, the battle will likely rage on for some time. That's,
He like doesn't talk like a character.
No, I know, it's so funny. I love his voice actor. And sure enough, though, we cut outside and we see that the sun is setting. And
Did
then
that happen? I really was not there for that.
yeah, it's like a quick shot, and then we go back inside, and it's like, hey, 10 minutes has passed already, and so you see Sakura and Ino are still like punching each other and everything, but they're getting really tired. Their movements are slowing, you know. Yeah, well, exactly, and the two punch each other, but again, they mirror each other's movements perfectly, and Ino she just can't understand how strong Sakura has become, and Sakura smirks, and she's like, bitch, maybe you shouldn't focus on your hair and on Sasuke and all this stuff. because I've become a better ninja than you.
It got real catty.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's true. Well, they're tired and they're old friends.
Okay,
and
but like,
they got a little sass. You know, it's that's like their defining characteristic. To be honest. Anyways,
To be honest.
yes. So Ino draws a kunai, and Shikamaru and Choji up in the bleachers. You know, they're like, oh man, she's getting real mad. She's gonna get real reckless soon. And so, seemingly proving their point, apropos of absolutely nothing, Ino just chops off her ponytail.
Yeah.
And it's because Sakura had that, and it was an immensely triumphant moment in the Forest of Death. Like, go back and listen to the episode that we did of that. I don't remember exactly which one it was, but it was very cool. When Sakura cut off her hair, it was like, damn, she's grown up. She's not just thinking about Sasuke all the time anymore. And then Ino, on the other hand,
Ino's such a little bitch.
yeah,
crazy.
Witnessing a
She's
mental breakdown.
Yeah. She was just like,
Literally Brittany.
no, literally, yes.
I'm not attached to my hair. Ching!
Yeah, it's Brittany, bitch, and she throws.
Also, I think it's important to know that Sakura can rep the short hair.
Oh,
Ino
yeah.
cannot.
That
Not
little
so
stupid
much.
nubbin
Yeah,
of
with
a
the ponytail.
ponytail.
Because
know,
Ino
it's the
still
worst.
has long as hell hair in front.
I will
Yeah.
say though, in her defense,
Yeah.
I thought that too, but then I said if she took it out of the ponytail, it would probably be about the same length as the piece in front.
or maybe like it'll be like that.
I feel
cut
like
where
it'll
it's
be-
like a
I
little
feel-
bit longer in the front.
It'll be like my hair, like you know how I shave the sides
If
of
she
it?
like
Yeah,
parted
it just
that
goes
bang,
down.
Bro,
like,
no,
in
she's
half and then
gonna
had it like that would be fine.
She's gonna have like a Karen haircut, you know, where it's like short in the back and like really long.
When we
in the
talk to
front.
your manager
But no.
haircut.
Yeah.
It wouldn't be that. It's not that much longer. It looks like it's that much longer,
Yeah.
but I've had my hair that length.
But it's because
not
it's a
that much
ponytail,
longer.
so it's not like just that length. It's like the whole length.
Yes. Okay. See. I don't know.
You're learning. We're teaching you about how hair works.
That's true. Anyways, so she takes the hair and she throws it in front of her. Yeah, and she does that whole like, I don't care about my hair. I don't care about anything. Yeah. And then she prepares to use her mind transfer jutsu, which we've seen before. Yeah. But Sakura recognizes it as a flawed technique right off the bat. Ino's when she does the mind transfer jutsu, her spiritual energy that she projects to take over someone's body can only move in a straight line, and it moves relatively slowly. And furthermore, once it's activated, even if it misses its target, what?
I had thought that the entire time they were talking about this, they were just waiting for it to hit her, and it was just very slow.
She said, Katie said,
I was like, why is this Sakura moving?
And I was like, well, one, because that's like, they're just like explaining what it is.
Right.
Kind of like, you know,
Yeah,
like,
as they
and
do.
stuff.
Yeah.
And then I was like, also, Katie, I don't think it happened yet.
Nope. It
She was
really,
like-
it really
No,
did.
no. In Katie's defense, this happens a lot where like
They
some
say jutsu and then they explain
But
it.
they didn't say the
they'll just
jutsu.
some characters just fucking stand there.
Yeah.
For no reason.
Like, she did the hand signal sign thing, guy.
Right.
But she didn't say
Mind
mind transfer
transfer
jutsu.
jutsu. Yeah.
Somebody else was like, oh, she's doing the mind transfer
Right,
jutsu.
right.
And so
Yeah.
I was like, oh, she didn't do it yet. She's
Well,
getting ready, but she
Right.
didn't do it.
The other flaws of the jutsu are just once it fires out, even if it misses the target, it takes like a minute or so to get back to Ino's body. And the jutsu, obviously we saw it in the Forest of Death, but it leaves the caster's body limp.
Everyone's freaking out. They're like, "Oh no, is that what I think it is?
Yeah,
Oh,
yeah.
it's the one jutsu she could do. That's crazy."
It's the one jutsu she can do that's so shitty.
Like
Yeah.
literally, everyone has a gimmick, and hers is the only one. It's like, what is like, who
Right.
cares?
Well, basically, Asuma up above, he sort of thinks to himself, he's like, oh, this is only meant for spying. And Kakashi is like, yeah, Sakura just needs to step to the side and she'll be fine.
As a spy, her hair would blow her cover
Oh,
constantly.
absolutely, yeah. Ino, she's only supposed to use that jutsu with Shikamaru because Shikamaru's shadow possession can like freeze an enemy, and then it's then it
Ino
makes
Chicken
sense.
chose a three-person
Dude,
thing.
it's
It falls
beautiful,
apart when
beautiful
it's
team.
just
It's
a
just
beautiful
Ino.
team.
Beautiful team.
He just eats.
Well, no, I know it's pretty funny because Shikamaru freezes you, Ino takes over their body, and Choji's just sort of.
He's just doing ASMR, just like.
Make them uncomfortable to
It's
death.
fucking torture.
Sakura runs to the side and Ino attempts the jutsu. Sakura and then they're like freeze. Sakura stops and checks. She droops her head down. Ino falls to her knees, and then Sakura chuckles and she's like, "Ha ha ha! How unfortunate."
Okay, two things here.
Yeah.
One, fuck, like Sakura, what are you doing?
I know because the jutsu missed.
Yeah.
She's like, "How unfortunate for you, Ino." So she
Why'd
was
you
just
put your
in
head
theatrics.
down? Why are you in the theatrics?
know.
Secondly, Ino's the front part of her hair, because when she falls down, she's on her knees. The front part of her hair is more 3D than I ever thought it was. It's very 2D at every other point.
Yeah.
It's something you could just like kind of snap off.
Right.
But now there's depth to it.
Yeah.
It's because it's her only hair that she has left.
Right. Yeah. It's adding volume.
It's gotten bigger.
It's
growing. It's growing.
So we assume that the jutsu missed, and that Ino's like spirit is just floating around the arena somewhere. So Sakura, yeah, exactly. And so Sakura like walks towards her. She's like, oh, I'm gonna finish this bitch off. But then all of a sudden, Sakura freezes because she's trapped in the hair on the floor. Aha! Ino didn't actually use mind transfer jutsu. Rather, she fooled Sakura into running through the hair and then fell to the ground to put her chakra through the hair and catch Sakura in it.
So, as somebody who lives with two people who have very, very long hair,
Yeah.
I've been caught in this trap
Yeah.
every single day
We
since
do
the beginning
that
of
a
this
lot.
semester.
Yeah.
I'm afraid once...
Me and Sam were always trapping you on the floor.
Once
chakra.
Katie learns how to harness her chakra, it should be very
Unstoppable.
detrimental for
Yeah,
her.
I do love that though. Like that's pretty clever use of like your environment and like your body and everything. Like,
Yeah.
like that,
Yeah.
that's cool. Then Ino casts mind transfer jutsu for real, and once again her body goes limp and Sakura's head droops. Then again, Sakura chuckles and she's like, "Oh, how unfortunate!" But this time, it's unfortunate for Sakura because Ino, yeah, she has control of her body. Naruto encourages Sakura to attack while Ino's unconscious, but Kakashi's like, "No, buddy, it's the mind transfer. Try and keep up. Come on."
Kakashi and Naruto's like relationship is so funny. Like,
Yeah.
it was like
Their
earlier.
weird banter is just everything.
Yeah.
Earlier, what was it? Some like fucking when Kakashi said Sakura had more, like better chakra than the favorite Sasuke. Well, Naruto was like, "Oh, dude, no way," and he's like. No, he's like, "No, you're the greatest, Naruto. Don't worry."
Yeah.
Like, you're the best.
Like really sarcastically, yeah. Kakashi just likes bullying Naruto.
It's not even bullying. It's just like watching it's like babysitting a dumbass kid.
Well, because he literally basically is.
Oh no, pretty much.
Ino, in Sakura's body, raises her hand to forfeit the match. But before she can, Naruto calls out for Sakura to stop Ino. He's like, "Don't, we've been through so much. Don't just give up." And Ino smiles because, like, buddy, that's not how the jutsu works. But, or is it though? Because suddenly, she like grabs her head because she's hearing Sakura's thoughts somehow.
The scene where Ino was inside Sakura, it was so fucking nice. Like the way they like split their bodies and they were like freaking out.
It was quite
so
amazing.
pretty.
Yeah. So Ino, she's like shuddering in pain, and Hayate asks her. He's like, "So I'm sorry, are you withdrawing or not?"
Okay, wait. Okay, are we gonna talk about her plan? What type of stupid fucking like school ground shit is
I know
this?
she's playing the rules though. You know what I mean?
No, it's so clever. She's like,
yeah.
"Well, if I hop in your body
And
and just say I forfeit."
Yeah, it's clever, man.
But it's
clever.
also
Then
like
I
bottom
won't have-
tier.
I won't have to deal with the fact that you're definitely stronger than I am and I cannot take you down.
Listen, you
Yeah,
gotta
man.
play smarter, not harder.
Yeah.
But it's also like
gotta piss
it's
on the
the
shoes, man.
ultimate low tier. Like we obviously can't kill each other,
Right,
so we
right.
gotta find some wacky
I
way
know,
to do this.
but I do like it is pretty clever, the whole hair trap thing.
No,
and
it is.
everything.
No,
Yeah.
I'll give Ino some brownie points.
So
there.
Hayate's like, so
Gold star.
are you disqualifying yourself or not? And then all of a sudden Sakura's like, "No, I'll never give up. I'm in the tournament."
Naruto's annoying.
Yeah, no, she really does yell that. And then we cut inside of Sakura's like mind, and we see inner Sakura pushing Ino down, and then inner Sakura grows gigantic and like grabs Ino's spirit, which
Fucking King Kong.
yeah,
It's
exactly.
insane.
And she like shakes Ino, and she's like, "Get the fuck out of my body, bitch!" And
That'd be a terrifying like horror setup.
dude, I know,
Like,
yeah.
if it wasn't for like a shit episode of Naruto, it'd be a good movie.
Yeah. Desperate to escape, Ino releases the jutsu, and her spirit flies back into her body. Sakura falls to her knees, and both girls are left exhausted. Shikamaru, yeah.
Both girls.
Yeah, well,
Girls.
At least I didn't-
Sometimes, because when I listen to the podcast back, sometimes I don't even know if you edit it or just the way we sound, but we'll just go like, anyway.
Ah.
We talk so
honestly,
weird.
it's not me editing it, and I like it because like it helps because I just can be a little lazy with the editing. But we really talk like that. Like sometimes we say something and then we're like, "Shikamaru is amazed by Sakura," so like just out of like.
Wait, something I noticed in like all three of these episodes, people talk weird. Like
Yeah.
he was like, "Oh no, That's my
Yeah.
It's so strange.
Yeah. And it's really true. But what I said before was true too. Shikamaru is amazed by Sakura's strength.
Very amazing.
Yeah. And Asuma notes.
Are you just
Yes, he's just
weird on
imitating me.
purpose?
Yes. But yes, Asuma notes that Ino's exhaustion from the 5 days in the Forest of Death likely meant that she couldn't execute the jutsu properly. Still, though, Ino can't understand how Sakura was able to escape, and even Kakashi is impressed by Sakura's defiance and internal strength.
The bitch is impressive.
Yeah, he's like, oh, it's just like Naruto. Her spirit allows her.
Please make that the new card, because that bitch is impressive.
Yeah, that bitch is impressive.
That's my favorite quote
Yes.
ever.
Yeah, no, it's true. Sakura's spirit allows her to do the impossible. Still, with both girls almost completely drained of their chakra, Kakashi considers that the battle will likely come down to one final test of brute force. The two struggle to their feet, and this looks beautiful. This is like badass as fuck. Both of them, like, you know, they sort of like struggle up, and it's the screen goes widescreen. And they charge towards each other, both winding up their final blows, prepared to end it all. Before their punches hit, they both remember their past, their friendship, and how much they've grown, both with and away from each other. Then, their fists collide with each other's faces, and both girls are knocked back across the arena. They try to get up, but both are incapable, and Hayate disqualifies both of them, declaring the match over by double knockout.
Which... kind of an ass outcome. I think.
Yeah.
It's just,
Well, what other way could it have gone, though?
I just could have seen one of them winning because it would have been powerful. Like if Ino beats Sakura, it would have been like Sakura needs to get better. If Sakura beats Ino, it could have been like she's finally conquered her like longtime rival.
Yeah.
But double knockout is such an it's like bringing up Sasuke when he wasn't even mentioned in the first place.
Yeah.
An absolute waste of character development that gets stunted by
True.
stupid
But
bullshit.
like I feel like Ino and Sakura are physically relatively evenly matched, and then Ino has that like trick jutsu, the mind transfer thing, and so Sakura was even able to beat that.
Well, hey,
Yeah.
Sakura just didn't bust out that bite person jutsu.
I also think it set up something very important with the fact that their rivalry has always been who is better, because they were always trying to win over Sasuke, and literally this set up the fact that neither of them are really better.
Right.
Because they both lost.
Yeah, and they need to.
It's not like they both win, or this person's clearly better. They both lost.
Yeah, and so they both need to like reevaluate their
I really like that.
priorities. Yeah, no, I like the outcome of this battle mostly because when I was reading the manga as a kid, this was like one of the few volumes that I had, and I didn't have anything after this, and so I had to like guess at who won. And the final page of the volume was the punch where they both hit each other at the same time, and then I didn't know who won, and so I was like, and this is like I still had like dial-up internet at the time, and so I was like asking people at school and stuff, and nobody knew because it's Naruto. But yeah, so they're both disqualified, double knockout. Kakashi and Asuma recover their students, propping them against the wall above the arena, certain this was wrong because they're like, oh, they don't need to go to the hospital. They definitely both just need a little rest.
No, that's like when Emma got concussed and was like, I'll be fine.
Yeah.
It's exactly like that because they definitely both are in serious trouble because they're unconscious.
They just beat the shit out of each other.
And also, everybody needs to go to the fucking hospital. They were just in the Forest of Death. None of this should be happening.
Yes, that is true.
It was a
That
weird
is
cut
true.
too, because once Ozma was like, "No, they'll be fine." Like all four of those dudes are just staring at them, just like, that's cool.
Literally in the Forest of Death, remember that time that she got stabbed by 4 knives when she was falling, and then got beaten on the head by Zaku for like a minute?
This bitch is definitely concussed.
Yeah, no.
Like, more concussed than
No,
it.
she's dying.
No. That's why she just kept bringing up Sasuke and stuff. It's just kind of like she's just clinging
That's
on
all
to
she
things that
knows.
she can remember. Yeah. But Kakashi considers how much Sakura has grown, happy that she decided to go through with competing in the exams. Because remember, she almost didn't, and she was actually asking Sasuke not to and everything. The next 2 contestants flash on the screen, and Ten and Temari enter the arena. Lee cheers on his teammate, while Neji contemplates the power of the Sand Genin. While those two prepare for battle, Sakura and Ino regain consciousness, and Sakura wonders if she lost. Sure enough, Ino informs her that they tied, and claims that Sakura has finally bloomed, handing her her headband, which she ties around her head. I think that's nice, and
It was.
And
I
it's
liked
that
how
was
it
nice.
ended.
it's a nice callback to the the whole you're just a bud and you haven't bloomed yet, you know.
Yeah.
Oh, you know
Yeah.
that?
It bloomed.
You know that
Yeah.
nice callback when Sasuke was in the flashback and then the entire fight was about Sasuke? Wait.
Yes,
It wasn't.
he was in the flat. Yeah.
Yeah.
But well,
Waste.
At least they didn't mention Sasuke at that point. They just talked about her blooming, which I liked. And then was like, next time we fight, you can't faint. And by the way, I'm still not gonna give Sasuke to you. And it's like, what?
Does anyone have Sasuke? Orochimaru.
Yeah,
is
yeah.
Now in like, are you like?
Orochimaru is that bitch.
Yes.
Definitely.
like,
There's
"You
no
coming for me?"
competition.
Yeah.
Bitch has long hair.
Oh.
That's Sasuke's
Oh,
type.
that's true. We know Sasuke's
Oh
really
my
long hair.
gosh.
No wonder Orochimaru knows
No,
that.
Orochimaru dresses way better than either of those two.
Yeah.
girls.
No, I would say that I would. Orochimaru's a little.
I really want to
sexier
get.
than either
I want to.
one.
I really did like his outfit. It was like a cream golden satin sheet robe. I would
Yeah.
love to wear
I like
one.
that you're saying satin sheet robe. It
'Cause
makes me
it's-
so incredibly happy.
Yeah.
It's such a beautiful texture.
Satin
But
It's
can't
so
it just
nice.
be a satin robe?
No, satin
It
sheet.
has to be
bro.
a satin
I like
sheet.
satin sheet it's like pretty sounding words, you know.
Like
Yeah.
I love it.
Thank
Yeah,
you. Yeah,
yeah.
no, that's how I imagined it.
So,
Just like being hugged by a
Yeah.
cloud as you
Yeah.
walk.
No, that
Because satin robe is so like that's a satin robe.
Right,
It's
right. No, satin sheet
It's
robe.
just like it envelops you.
Yeah, no, it's beautiful. Anyways, so yeah, these two they like argue a little bit, and they're like, we're still friends, but we're still rivals. And then below, Tamari and Tenten get ready to fight, and that's the end of 42. So
They just picked another two girls.
that's
Like,
true. Yeah, although it's supposed to be random,
Why?
but yeah,
But
I
it's
guess you're right.
not.
All the girls are being paired up. Well, we
Yeah.
know that they like to segregate in this world, so what can you do? Since everybody's white, I guess they have to find
Literally
something to segregate based
Everybody's
on.
white.
Yeah. I don't know, guys. It's all you guys seem to hate these episodes. I thought at least the animation was the most balanced we've ever seen.
I mean, it
I
definitely
thought it
looks
was-
I don't know, I
better.
was just
I
kind
thought
of
it was
bored.
so pretty when the two of them were in the bathroom. I just was loving the colors.
Oh, the
So-
That was a
bathroom?
cool looking
Yeah.
scene. Yeah.
Wow.
The two of them.
That was nice.
The two girls in the bathroom.
Interesting. I was talking about it. None of you guys seem particularly have any strong feelings towards it. But when they got up and they were preparing for that final punch, and Kakashi was like talking, and it was the widescreen effect, and they were running at each other. I thought that was
That I
really
did.
nice.
Super
That I did
nice.
like.
Yeah. I like the relationship between Sakura and Ino. Like, I don't know. Should have been 2 episodes. If it was 2 episodes, these would be like probably some of my
I
favorites.
would have been significantly less bored because the weird small thing, quote unquote small things that happened wouldn't have been so stretched out. So
Yeah.
I wouldn't have been like, okay.
Exactly, and it's annoying that we had to get through the one fight that was just Zaku and Shino. Nobody cares, you know.
even Kankuro's fight, that it was 20 seconds.
Yeah, and they stretched it out again. It was the
Yeah,
first 5
and they
minutes
made
of
it
the
a
second
whole
episode.
thing where like we don't know what the names are on the board, so we're
Oh,
thinking
yeah,
we're
that
about to
is
get the
annoying.
most
Yeah.
lit fight of all time. Here comes Kankuro. Whoa!
Yeah, but
it's a
alas,
guy you
and
can
then
see.
it's just a guy with guy
Like,
with-
whoa!
the puppet master versus a guy with glasses. Yeah, not a great fight, but overall,
That's actually what the board says.
yeah, it just says
Oh my
guy
God,
with glasses.
that'd be so
yeah.
funny.
Puppet master.
Yeah, so I
when he
don't know.
announces his name, like even Kishimoto was like, "Oh, that's this
Yeah,
fuck
I feel like they made up his name for the anime.
Oh,
Like, why would you
for
name
sure.
him? Yeah. So yeah, I don't know. Emotionally, I like these episodes. Pacing wise, not so much.
I'm not a fan of these.
Yeah, I don't know.
What'd you think, Katie?
I don't know. I always enjoy watching the show. Like I've never like.
I love
those
that
are
positive
worse.
attitude,
Yeah,
dude, that's great.
I always like. Yeah, enjoyed it, but like there
Great.
are things that I can criticize, and so I do.
I'm
but,
excited for the next set.
you know.
I think it's gonna
Yeah.
get better.
Yeah. I mean, we've just got fights basically for the
Like
next
I still
couple
want to
sets.
watch, but there was nothing in these episodes where I was like, oh, I gotta see it. I gotta
this,
see it.
This section of the arc where it's just fights and it's not bracketed or anything, it's just one-on-one fights, and like that's not very compelling. You
Not
know?
at all.
Because
Yeah.
it's literally just like, oh, this episode is this fight, this episode is this fight, and they're not like
Yeah.
growing or and that's why ultimately I don't hate this as much, because I feel like at least there was some character development here,
Yeah.
Yeah.
as opposed to, but then we got those 2 fights that were just fights, just for
Yeah.
fight's sake. Yeah, I don't know. Not great, but certainly not terrible. We've seen much worse episodes than this.
Oh,
But-
definitely. 26 is still like.
Yeah.
Oh my
Well,
God.
sure.
Yeah, that's why we
Yeah,
don't watch
That episode
filler.
was so garbage.
But even there are even some canon episodes that are worse than this one.
Yeah.
Yeah. Any other thoughts or no?
Poo poo pee pee. Let's get into reader responses.
All right. Reader responses.
What the heck?
First up, I want to give a big thanks to our two
start over.
tuning. Start over from why?
So
We're here. We're in the game. It's fine. It's
just
fine.
Start over.
Dave Mata and Nina Kelly. Yeah! Thanks you for helping to support the podcast. You're the best. Yes. And yeah, let us know what you think of this podcast, please. Maybe not how we're losing our minds right now. But judge us on our strengths, not our weaknesses. Ask questions, give comments. Listen, guys. Here's how you can get in touch with us. Our Gmail is NaruTalkPod@gmail.com. Our Facebook is NaruTalk, the Naruto ShipPodcast. Our YouTube is NaruTalkPod. Our Instagram and Twitter are both at NaruTalkPod. You can use the hashtag NaruTalkPod. You can use any hashtag you like, but I'm not going to see it unless it's NaruTalkPod. Well, I mean, or you can add us on anything, I guess. But, like, get the hashtag trending, right? What if that was trending on Twitter? That'd be fun, right? Yeah. I don't know how to trend.
It probably won't trend until we're canceled.
Or what if we get super like, what if we solve racism?
I don't know if that's gonna happen.
Yeah, I doubt.
When I white face, I'll do it.
Yeah.
I'll end racism.
Yeah, hey, we never know, right?
Brown egg, white egg, it's all yolk inside.
Damn, that's really profound, bro.
Unless there's no yolk inside.
Then it's just a chick. At that point, you're a farmer within it.
Well, or it's just a deformed egg that doesn't have a yolk.
Okay!
A lot of egg talk. All right, I don't know a lot about eggs. Get off my bed.
I don't eat them!
Do you really eat eggs?
Nah, they're not like a thing I like, really. Only if they're between several things in a sandwich.
Oh, yeah. That's fair. That's fair.
Actually, I'm a big guy on texture. That's why I don't like a lot of foods.
My dad listens to this show, and he hates eggs because of their texture. And he's going to hear that, and he's going to be like, oh, preach, Raj! I hate the texture of eggs. Our website is narutalk.wordpress.com. And our Patreon is, as we said before, www.patreon.com/NaruTalkPod. And we have a couple tiers on there. At the $2 tier, which is the lowest tier. But you know what? Like, first off, right off the bat, any amount of money that you give is so appreciated. It's, like, amazing. It's the best. Like, you are helping everything from the ground up. It's incredible. But at the $2 tier, you get into our Discord, and then you can talk to us, and we can send memes at each other. And if you send a spoiler, I'll tell you to delete it, and because that happened today. And then at our $5 tier, you can listen to Rio Radio. We had one come out this past Thursday. It's fire. Emma's on it. Come on.
Y'all love Emma.
Yeah.
No longer concussed.
Yeah, that's true. No longer concussed for the first time maybe ever on this show. Ever. Yeah. Hear what she really sounds like. It's wild. Yeah, but any amount of money really helps, and there's, rewards if you can give that much, and if not, just throw us $1 or something, and, we'll still love you very much.
Always.
Yeah, we love you.
Forever.
Yes. Links for all that stuff is in the description below, where you can rewind and listen to me say it. Anyways, okay, listen, we're running super long, so I'm just going to read an email that we got this one time from this guy named Bobby Yukitsuki. He's emailed us before, and I think we might have read it even on, like, Rio Radio or something? No, it was when we were doing those 2-episode weeks.
Yeah.
And so I was padding it out. This is another long one, but it's interesting. Basically, he tells us, first of all, the Sound Ninja are playable in a Chinese game he used to play called Naruto Mobile. Doesn't count. Not canon.
Doesn't count.
Yeah.
I'm
but
sorry, Bob.
Here's something interesting. We were talking about how their names suck, but apparently all their names are Japanese sound effects because they're the Sound Ninja. So Zaku is the sound of a stab in Japanese. It's like onomatopoeia in Japanese. Like that's his.
Fuck.
Isn't that sick?
That's crazy.
Yeah, I know, right? I'm just skimming this. It's a pretty long email, and I probably should have read it before I got to this section. He's saying that Dosu cares about his teammates. Yeah, we kind of said that because he wants to get revenge for Zaku. So that's cool. Oh yeah, here's something. Who do you guys think? Do you guys think anybody deserves to be a Chunin yet?
No.
Lee.
Lee hasn't fought yet.
Well,
just for his positive attitude.
Yeah. I think just A+ for everything he's done.
I guess that's fair. Does anybody stand out as particularly impressive to you guys? I guess think about Force of Death.
Because because the thing is like this is a question that asking in the middle of a tuning exam kind of it makes it weird. But go off on like the way I'm seeing it as. Who do you believe in being a Chunin?
Yeah.
Do you think Ino could be a Chunin? Do you seriously look at Ino and go, I could see you?
Here's the thing. Her hair trick was really good.
Exactly.
Yeah, that was good.
Like I would give her some points for
I
that.
think she could do it.
It's
Does anyone?
No, that's what I'm saying. Discourse like this.
Negative attitude.
Negative attitude. Kind of a.
But there's lots of people that I don't think could be Chunins.
Oh, I feel like a lot of them could be. I don't know.
Like who? Does anyone stand out particularly? You don't have to know names, but just like a loose physical description.
Well, no, I don't know. Well, just because all the ones who haven't failed yet, so they seem like they could pass. You know, that's really all.
All of them could be tuning because they're all taking the tuning exams. But like from what I've seen, I don't think any of them are ready right now.
Wow. This guy was so sure that someone was going to say Gaara, the guy with the sand who like
absolutely
just...
not.
No, that dude, he's the type of guy.
He's ready to like fuck shit up until he's like the last person.
Yeah. Chunin has to be a leader, so of course it can't be Gaara.
I don't know. He's just like...
I mean, he's super like powerful, but
he's
he doesn't
for
care.
himself only.
Yeah,
he couldn't lead people. He just wants to defeat people.
Listen to that, Bobby. People are we're thinking we're playing 4D chess. Yeah.
Oh my god! You completely skipped over the fact that they were literally fucking Orochimaru was talking about chess.
Oh my god, he actually was.
Fuck.
Oh yeah.
But that was
in my brain. I was like 4D chess.
But see, that was just 3D chess. Raj doesn't care about 3D chess.
I don't care about
but it's Orochimaru. Maybe it is 4D chess.
I've ascended, fellas. I'm only on the
you're
fourth
all
dimension.
fourth, yeah. I really just didn't say that at all. Right. Anyways, thanks, Bobby. That was a great email. Maybe I didn't give it enough. Maybe I should have read it beforehand. But like, no, it was good. And that sound effect thing is hella interesting.
It is.
Yeah. That's really cool.
I love me some nice onomatopoeia.
Also, I think one of the upcoming Rio radios, either the third one or the fourth one, is gonna be
just strictly onomatopoeia.
Oh no, that would be a crazy episode.
It's just a super cut of all the fidgeting Katie does.
Yeah, and me too now because of the fucking microphone. That's funny. But no, it's gonna be our predictions before the finals of the tuning exam. I think we might do that. Because Dave Mata sort of asked for something like that. So I think we might do something like that. Anyways, let us, give us subscribe, rate. Look,
you're losing your mind.
No, you should scribe. You should scribe us a 5-star review.
That's true. You can do it right inside of the podcast app. It's super easy. You don't have to exit the podcast app. And even if you hate us, just give us a 5-star review and be like, I hate you 5 stars much. Because the stars can be positive or negative. But if you leave less than 5 stars, it means nothing.
5 flaming stars of hatred.
Yeah, whatever, dude. Just leave 5 of them. Give me an example of a 5-star review, Katie. Sling.
Throw your phone.
Yeah, throw
it at the microphone. That's a 5-star review.
Well, we had a review from Clybear saying...
oh, right, because we've been referencing it this whole episode.
Exactly, so it's good to talk about.
Yeah, okay.
Saying very good with a bunch of O's.
And one of the O's had an umlaut over it.
No, I don't think it is an umlaut. That's the dots. It's a line.
Is it a tilde?
Oh my god.
That word has come up in my life so much recently.
Times.
I don't know. It's the line. It's the dots are an umlaut.
I'll Google it really quick. What is the line over a letter called? This is riveting podcast content. Ooh, a diacritic, I believe.
All right. So there's the last O has a diacritic?
Diacritic.
Over
according to the most cursory of cursory Google searches. But yes, okay. Yeah, very good.
They said, this podcast is one of my favorites. I'm 11 and I'm trying to through. Ship it in.
Oh my god.
And
this is the best part.
I still like this because it makes me remember all the way 2 years ago.
Back to my childhood of being 9.
That's crazy.
I know.
Oh my god.
So he said, also, please give me a shout out. My name is Manny. So hi, Manny.
Hi, Manny. You're the best. Thank you so much. We love you. Show all your friends.
Yes, is that what it was?
Yes, the official 11-year-old of the podcast.
You're cool. Never let anyone bully you.
Yeah, Manny. And also tell your friends about NaruTalk, Manny, man. Come on.
Don't get bullied. Know when to do when it's cool.
We gotta get the youth on our side. Yeah, I do it when it's cool. Yeah, of course. But reach out, man. You're the official 11-year-old of the podcast, man.
When you're 19 and we're 29, I want you to tell us how your life went.
Close. Just about. We'll be like 27, so yeah. Or 28. Yeah, something like that. Either way, we'll be old as hell. Who knows? Your birthday's coming up. Come to the live show. That's important. November 8th. Come to SUNY Purchase, man. We'll be performing. 10:32.
10:32.
At 7 p.m. November 8th. Come to our live show. Tell your friends about this show.
There'll be stink bugs.
And always keep Glenn Federico, who made our logo, and Ali Caruso, who makes our episode art, in your hearts.
Forever and ever.
Yes. And next Monday, if you watch along with us, it's going to be episodes 43, 44, and 45. So if you watch ahead, let me know what you think. Write in at all those places that we said. Send your thoughts, send your feelings. nudes.
Don't you know we have an 11-year-old watching? Don't send nudes.
Illegal.
All right, don't read it.
And the octagon. I was just right now.
I was just saying things that you send. Send a letter. I don't know. Just
carry your pigeon.
Full send.
Look, full send. Full send this podcast into your ear holes. Thank you. Thank you for listening. Thank you for joining us on this journey. You know what's crazy? This is the shortest one we've recorded in 3 weeks. What's going on?
I don't know anymore.
Who cares? Listen, guys, thanks for listening.
You're the best.
And as always,
be safe, have fun, believe it.